and welcome to 540 Studio, De Beyond Season 5, Episode 3. Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land and Twitch, actually. Hello, everybody out there in YouTube and Twitch. Hope everyone is doing well out there. And it's good to be here, good to be back. And, we are going to talk a lot about stuff that has been happening to this last week. It's a lot of stuff, especially into the gaming community and for a lot of us collectors who wants the physical media. But of course, I am here today with a good friend of ours, good co-host of ours. It's been a long time since he's been here too, and that is Mr. Prismatics.
Yay! Oh!
Hello.
Okay.
How are you doing, brother?
Doing fine, and it's been a while, that's for sure.
It has.
Been-
Me and Tom, we have done 2 shows after we came back. It was weird to come back because been so busy with parent life and focusing a lot on music recently. But yeah, continue. So I understand it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's how life is, isn't it? I mean, sometimes we have to prioritize different stuff.
Yeah.
It is what
We
it is.
have to. We have to. That's what life is about. That's why I decided to take a long break, focus on the family, and trying to focus a little bit more on the music side of stuff and stuff like that. But it's good to have you here, man. It's good to
Yeah.
have you back. We missed you, brother. We have missed you.
Yeah, and I understand it quite well, taking a break since I've been on a break and technically still am, because right now I'm not going to participate as much as I want to because I need to find my own place. Because
Yeah. No, I totally understand.
I'm kind of scared that I'm waking up my family right now. Since
I get you. I totally get you. I try to not talk too loud either because the wife and the kids are upstairs sleeping. And no, I totally understand too. Because me and my wife, we did try to find a place for a while, and that's also one of the reasons I want to take a break too. Is that we wanted to move. We want to get a new place, a big place. Now we have a house. Actually, we do have a house, and I'm really grateful for that. Because my little apartment would not work at all. It would not work at all. A little apartment that I had. So luckily we found one house, and it's a little bit of an old house, but it works better than nothing. Still a lot of things we need to fix here. So I mean, yeah, my dad is actually moving in with us in this winter. He's gonna live downstairs in a little apartment there, and then we are gonna spend most of the time here actually fixing a lot of the stuff in this house.
yeah, sounds like a project.
It does. It does. So, no, it's going to be a lot of fun. But also, of course, we have our Canadian with us, Mr.
Hey, for sure.
Tom.
Hey, there, bad. Oh, the one going down there, that balloon. Hey, hi. Yeah. No, I'm glad I live alone. I really am.
Yeah,
Understandable.
I'm happy I live with my family. Just afraid of waking them up.
Well, somebody actually
That's
asked me recently last week. I need a roommate. I'm like, no, I don't. I can't. Do
No,
that.
just not.
I've been there, done that. I don't want to go down that road again. No.
No, it's like I say, the only roommates I want is my family, my kids and wife, and my father is okay. But anyone else, never again. Been there, done that.
Like, I don't think me being with anybody. And my family, if I'm rich enough, I'd like to move them next to me. Once I built my house, I'd move them next to me. I'd have a small little house so I can look after them the next to me and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, I'm so set in my ways now. I'm old, remember. I'm set in my ways. It's like, yeah, I love the freedoms, but
Yeah, and you have your routines, your
Yes.
life the way it is, and you don't want to mess it up with, bringing your family or friends, people who you love, of
Yeah.
course, but who might
Yeah, no,
mess up.
exactly. I think
the way you
that's one
live
of the
right now.
hardest
I
thing.
get that. I get that.
Yeah, and one of the hardest things for me is like trying to get like a new schedule because of the kids. Trying to wake up earlier, you have to do this, you have to do that. And long before that, I used to be, all alone. I had my own routine, but it was not a healthy routine because I stayed up so late at night
I
doing
still do.
stuff.
I'm
Yeah.
up till like 5 in the morning, but I like the nightlife. I'm not a day person, so
I wish that I
Yeah.
could stay up late at night, but my job doesn't really allow me to do that.
mm.
Yeah, I miss those times sometimes. I could just stay up all night and work or game or whatever. But when you grow up, you become a grown up. You just, you know,
No,
you
never.
have
Oh,
to.
but then again, I'm editing or doing stuff at night. It's quieter.
Yeah,
I don't like people, and you don't have to deal with people at night. It's
you don't like
quieter.
people. Why are you here then with us, eh? Eh?
Oh, I like a
Eh?
select amount of people. A select amount of people.
Eh? For sure, eh?
Sure, they're going down. Yeah, yeah. We be
Yeah, yeah.
there by. Yeah.
But yeah, we are also gonna get into stuff here of some articles and what's been going on, and
Oh boy.
yeah, yeah, and I know you have a lot to say about it, and I have too, and I
Oh.
guess Prismatic has too. But before that, I
Maybe
do want to say hail to Jacob here. Never seen you here on this channel before, so I want to say hail to you.
Welcome.
Hope you're doing good. Always good to have new people watching our shows. Good move for them. No shipping cost, more cash for the game. Bad for us, official games. No ownership. They're listing games and movies. We will own nothing and play move for nothing. No, we won't. We are boycotting all PlayStation's games and Sony movies in January 2028.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot, man. People are
There's
not happy, just like
there's a
Jacob here and a
petition.
lot of other people.
There's already been a petition set up. There's a petition now for it.
I
So
have seen, yeah. I've
yeah.
seen a lot of videos about this today. I sat down and listened to a couple of people, and I agree with a lot of them. That's why, just go back to old consoles, old stuff, and we have a lot to play that we probably have not played. So, and replay some old good stuff. And again, most people are just gonna buy it on PC most of the time now because it's like, oh yeah, well, it's digital. PC already has that. Who needs a console now?
Console gaming is going to die. This is killing. This is going to kill console gaming. I'm calling it. This will be the last. These will be the last things. The next generation. So
Yeah.
Mm,
So we have a couple articles. I don't know which one to start with. But we can start with an update from PlayStation Store with PS3 and PS Vita.
yeah, that was a few weeks ago, but it's good now. That's a good way to start because that shocked me. I was like, oh, but it didn't surprise me. I mean, that's the way it goes. Just like it happened with the 360. Was it last year? I think it was. They shut down the store there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the sad thing before getting into the article too, it is sad for a lot of us who collect games too, I love physical media, like beside me right here, I have a lot of like Blu-rays, I have, games and everything because I collect, right? A good friend of mine here in Norway recently got me, the deluxe edition of Legacy, Mortal Kombat, with a
Mhm.
mm,
lot of the old games. Even though I wish there was a lot more older games in it, but he gave me that, and all that, and I'm like just thinking like, shit, man, it's kind of sad to think about, if I'm happy the disc is there, there's a disc, but it's sad to think about if I got that and it has no disc. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of sad, man, because I want the disc, man. I want to pop in the disc and all that and play the game.
Well, these stores going down goes even deeper than that because let's be honest, sometimes there's a lot of indie games that are released on PlayStation or Vita or whatever that are go missing. They don't have physical copies, so once the stores go down, you'll never
Yep.
see that game again. And some of them are
Yeah, no,
fun. I've got
exactly.
some indie games, and they go missing, and that's where we lose game preservation, which needs to be a
Exactly,
very
because
big
there's
thing.
so many good independent indie games out there,
Oh yeah,
so
yes.
many great ones. And it's sad to see that when they close everything and do this and that, and suddenly, it's just like, oh shit, now Now people lost, the people that created this game have lost,
Yeah.
a lot of things they built up, they've been working hard for this and just like, nah, screw you, man. We don't care about that.
No, they're just gone into the ether. So yeah, and not to be seen again, and it's sad. So that's why right now, luckily in North America and other parts of the world, if you do want any of those games, go to your PlayStation's 3 store or Vita if you have those. Download them now because there's still like a few months, I think, for the rest of the world. North America's next year. There's other parts of the world that are this year. I would say if you have the money, if you want them on the PlayStation Store, the PS3, and the Vita, I would say go get them now. Get them now because they're going to be gone soon. So
Yep, that is the unfortunate part, man. And let's get into this article. Let's see here. Still trying to get a hold of things. Been so long, people, since I've done all this. Hope everything is working fine. People can hear us fine. I hope everything is doing fine because I'm also on the wrong computer, so I'm not on my main working computer, so. But an update on PlayStation Store for PS3 and PS Vita. And that is, of course, changes start this year in select markets, followed by global changes in 2027. After nearly 2 decades of supporting the PS3 console generation, we wanted to let you know we will be closing the PlayStation Store on PS3 as well as PS Vita. PlayStation Store on PS3 will close in select markets starting this year, followed by global closures for PS3 and PS Vita next year. That means new content purchase will no longer be possible once the PlayStation Store closes on these devices. To ease the transition, player will still be able to download previously, purchased games content after the closing date for the foreseeable future. So how do you guys feel about that? Just how they started out with it. Start with you, Pris.
You can start, Tom.
okay. I'm not surprised. I'm generally not surprised. We've seen this coming, and this happens in all generations. Like PS3 really was the first PlayStation store. I don't think there was a PS2 store. That's where they started doing online. They
Yeah.
had the modem, but there wasn't really a store then. PlayStation 3. So this is really kind of big. It's huge
Yeah,
because
it
this is
is.
really
Yeah.
one of the first PlayStation stores that really started to exist was on the 3, and now it's gone. It's going to go. So that's why I said there's actually a few
Yep.
games I'm going to try to grab myself that because I have 2 PlayStation 3s. I have the modded one, and that's good. But I also have the disc one that's still. I'm probably going to grab a few the games there. But I'm not surprised. I knew this was going to happen. Again, it's
Yeah, no,
this is
we've talked about this before, Tom. We've talked
yeah.
about this before and how everything is becoming digital and also,
Mm,
things gets removed from stores and all that. And what is also, really sad about that too, when they remove the store and stuff, again, as you mentioned, indie games and, also older games, that is not on the new consoles. You cannot find them, sometimes they are not even on Steam or other
no.
places, so the creators of those games, they get like, a big punch in the gut that, screw your game and screw the fans who want to support you. you
Same
know?
with gamers. Like I was lucky enough recently. I've been moving my PlayStation list over to PC because I'm becoming more of a PC gamer. There was one called Portal Knights. It's sort of like Minecraft, but more of an RPG element. I couldn't find it, but luckily it's finally on PC, so I grabbed it. Only $5. I was like, wow, that's awesome. But I mean, there's so many other games still that I haven't been able to find on PC yet that that I owned. So I'm like, now more than ever, I'm going to make sure everything's I'm going to go through all my PlayStations, make sure the games I have bought are downloaded because some of them are going to be,
Yep.
the indie games, especially. They're the ones I'm scared to lose. So it's like,
Yep.
yeah.
They are some of the people too also that will suffer a lot from this.
Oh yeah, independent game creators and stuff. They can't afford to. Now, some of them, and I can't blame them. Some of them can't afford to create digital, or I mean, physical media, because that's expensive to print. You have to create the cases, the books. For indie gamers, they had to just do digital because it's expensive to make. Sony, let's be honest,
Yeah,
they
because a lot of
own.
exactly, and a lot of the indie creators, they work on a budget.
Yeah,
And I know all about that. I have been there. I have created, a game with people before that is out. And, we all work with, a budget and all that. And we can't afford, many people like us, we cannot afford to make thousands of,
discs.
copies of
Yeah.
physicals and stuff like that. Even though we really want to, of course we want to. But again, we work with a budget, and that's how it is for also indie film creators like me and you, who works in the industry with stuff like that. Some of us we work in a budget.
You have to. And funny enough, also being an indie game maker, some of them can afford discs. Do you know who you have to pay to get a Blu-ray printed? Sony. Sony are the ones that create Blu-rays. Even Xbox has to pay Sony a percentage to get their discs printed if they're on Blu-ray. People don't know that. People don't realize that Sony owns the rights to Blu-rays. They're the ones that creates Blu-rays. I wish there was another company out there, but to my knowledge, I don't think so. It was Sony. Is separate from the PlayStation. Sony's a massive company. They're the ones that have the printing.
Well, I can say there are people out there who does create Blu-rays with no Sony.
No, but
I am also a
for the
proof of
major
that.
games. Yeah.
Yes. But when it comes to Blu-rays, of course, there are people out there who does that. I recently got the Rebel Moon Director's Cut 1 and 2 on Blu-ray, not by Sony, not by any big companies or anything like that. But of course, there are people who does that. Of course, does it. But I know
the
the major leagues. Exactly. I was going to get to that. So I totally understand you, Tom, and where you're coming from, because I agree with you, man.
Like I said, Xbox actually pays Sony a percentage to print their discs, which is funny. The irony there, it's like, really? But they do.
And yeah, with that too. Also, we will get into more of this.
Yes.
Before we rail off more. But of course, Pris, anything you want to say to this?
Well, I'm not that into this situation with the PlayStation, Sony, Xbox, Microsoft, the consoles like that, but I heard like some stuff about this. But from my understanding is that the games who are like in this case on PS3 and they're closing the store, which is not
and PS Vita.
Yeah, and Vita. But hold on, shh, be quiet. I'm talking. I'm losing my train of thought there. But what I was going to say is that the games who are like in a way exclusive or only on the PS3 store is going to get lost. That's my understanding because they're closing the stores. Is that correct?
Yes.
And that's something I'm just thinking, isn't there like a way for them to be able to transfer those games to like the PS4 store? I might sound extremely stupid to people right now, but
no. Actually, Pris, that's a perfect
or like they have like
that's a perfect point, Pris.
General store like Steam, for example. I mean, I can get a new computer in like 10 years, and Steam will maybe still be the same in a way.
Yeah, no,
the stores is still the same. The games are still there unless the people who created the game, developers, decide to take it down, which is
no, it's a good point. Actually, that is an amazing point. So,
I mean, I can understand that some games, get too old for newer consoles. There are games like back in PlayStation 1 and, even on computers that I want to play today that are too old for the computer I have today. It's like too ancient technology. It doesn't transfer well to what we have right now. So I can get that might be a reason, but it's in my head, it still shouldn't be like a problem to, in a way, to transfer or like convert or whatever the games to upcoming consoles or to a store or stores or whatever. I might be rambling here or not making much sense, but
actually,
I still don't see the issue.
You make great sense.
I don't see the problem. It shouldn't be this. I mean, it should be a win-win situation. That's how I see it.
But let me add to that, Chris. And you brought a perfect point, and I've discussed this before. Oddly enough, the PS3 store is different from the PS4 store and the PS5. They
Oh,
don't carry
yes.
games. You got to rebuy the game over again for the next console, which is, I've said what you exactly said. I should be able to keep the games and be able to re-download them onto my PS4 from my PS3.
Exactly.
Nope, you have to start from scratch. It's so stupid. I've always said that you should be able to carry that game over to the next console. I've already bought it. It's in your store. You should have records of you owning it. Nope, they don't. You have to rebuy it again.
I shouldn't buy the game all over again just because this and that. We should be allowed to keep the games that we have bought and
I got a good library
easy.
on my PS3. Not on my PS4. It's like, oh, so I had to rebuy a bunch of games. It's like, it's frustrating. And I wish they would do that. I don't have a PS5 because the console never went down in price. So, but yeah, no, that's the point. I've been bringing that point up for years. The store should be open to all consoles.
Yep.
Once you buy it, you should own it. And let's be honest, these consoles are so powerful, they'd be able to play these older games. You can easily emulate them somehow. It's not hard, but they just want us to rebuy them again because they want us to not own anything and like it. So,
and what I'm thinking of is that damn, I lost my thought. For fuck's sake, I hate this. But yeah, it's basically what
you're getting too old.
Yes, I am actually.
And I do want to say hail to Al Nickerson. I want to say hail to Al Nickerson. Hail to you, brother. It's good to see you, man. Good to see you. Been a while. And Al said, smells like gamers.
Al, I haven't seen you in a while. I've been on Sunday show for all. Hopefully you can join me and Mike again sometime soon. So looking forward to talking again. You'd be surprised. Life is a new direction. I'll share it with you when I talk. So
yeah, no, it's good to see you, man. And yes, of course, we are sweaty fat people, as they say.
Hey, I'm trying to lose weight, darn it.
And I do want to say hail to the Padua wannabe. Hail to you, man. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well.
Howdy doody.
And Al said they want to control you. Yeah, no, exactly. They want to control you. They want to control everything that you quote unquote own digitally, right? But you 100%. Don't own it. You rent it. Yeah. You pay and you rent it.
I need to interrupt. I remember what I was going to say.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, sure, I was going to say I can understand that if they want to make certain games exclusives in a way, but if they're not going to let those games like transfers to upcoming consoles or whatever, at least allow the games to survive by let people rebuy them in a way in an upcoming console. So instead they're just dying like in the PS3 consoles in a way that what I'm trying to say is that way the games from like the indie developers is at least able to survive. It's not going to just be stuck there.
Like no, exactly.
Exactly.
In that one specific console.
PlayStation should do the same thing Xbox did and have what's the Xbox thing called? It's Game Pass. They should create a
Game Pass.
It carries over all consoles, your library, everything, and all the games, the original games, the indie games. It stays there on their server, just like Steam. Boom. It's not hard.
Yeah,
carry it over, or at least let the games continue existing in a way, like an upcoming console, even if you have to rebuy it.
Yeah, but Pedal Wannabe said, I tried to buy a 23 racing game and I can't even get it digitally through the Xbox store. It's only 3 years old.
Oof. That's bad.
Exactly.
Yeah. But I've seen that happen. Before we continue, I'll give you a quick notice. With my PS3, actually, I bought a game called Scott Pilgrim. It's a side-scrolling game. I love it. It's so fun. And then I had it for PS3. Then all of a sudden it was gone. And it turns out it was due to licensing.
I remember. I remember. I've had the game too, and it happened to me too.
I was like, and I was out the money. They didn't reimburse me the money. I was like, oh, no, sorry, you lost that money. You son of a...
Exactly. I've had it, and I've had a lot of friends who had a game who experienced the exactly same thing.
Yeah. So they just re-released it for the PS4 recently, and there's physical copies you can buy, which I plan on buying it. They actually said, no, we're going to release physical copies finally. So they did. You can
Yep,
actually buy physical. But yeah, that's right there an example. That was a PS3 game off the store, couldn't buy it again. So they released it on
exactly.
PS4, thank goodness. And I got it again digitally again, but I plan on buying the physical once I
It's a
make
fun
money.
game.
Oh, it is. It's awesome. I love it.
But no, that was a big kick in the gut, man. That or punch right in the gut. You have the
Yeah.
game, and suddenly, you're gonna go and play it, and just like, what?
Nope.
What happened to the game, man? I was gonna sit down, enjoy playing the
Yeah.
game, hang out with some friends, and we're just like, what the heck, man?
That's exactly how it worked. I was like, wait, I was gonna re-download it because can't have all your games from your library because they're huge. I was like, oh darn, this is
Exactly.
small. I was gonna go play it, and where is it? And then oh
Yeah,
my
where
god,
is it? Come on, bro. Yeah, exactly. So no, that is really sad when that happens, and that it has happened to a lot of other games out there. Suddenly, just it disappears. Just
yeah.
bada bim, bada boom, it's gone, and you're just like, but I just bought this. You know.
Mm.
But yeah, as we continue, as the PlayStation Store continues to evolve to support modern commerce system, including updated payment processing standards, PS3 and PS Vita are no longer able to support these updates at the level required. As a result, we will need to close the PlayStation Store on these devices in the time frames as follows. So of course, there are excuses for a lot of stuff, even though I think there's always a way to fix everything, but
Yeah, yeah.
you are a major big company. Yeah, I think you're rich people, rich company, you know what to do to fix it easy. You don't need to close it really, but yeah, it's just my thoughts. um, and of course, you have Mexico and two other countries here. PlayStation Store on Xbox will close starting August 2026. So if you live in those countries, you should be fast as possible if there's anything you want in the PlayStation Store on PS3. Additional Latin America and Middle Eastern countries, PlayStation Store on PS3 will close late 2026. And in all other countries, PlayStation Store on PS3 and PS Vita will close in July 2027.
Yeah, yeah.
So, the other countries has a little bit more time to at least try to get what they want before everything is shut down. But it is sad, man. And of course, they also said, we know this news may be disappointing. It's a gut punch, man. It's a gut punch. You. It's a really bad decision.
Well,
And yeah, if you have something to say, Tom.
well, yeah. Sony, their total assets are worth 101 billion dollars. Annual revenue is 82 billion. They make on American, yes, U.S. dollars. So yeah, they're not a poor company by any means.
Exactly. And before we get into more, Al said, nice to hear you guys chatting together. Glad Tom is happy. I hope all is well with Jason too. God bless you all. Gotta go. Hey,
Take
God
care.
bless you too, brother. And good to have you in the chat, man. We need to catch up one day, talk about some books, comics, and stuff like that. Always fun. But yeah, no, it is a gut punch. It's not disappointing. It's a gut punch heavily,
Yeah.
and I feel bad for a lot of the gamers and that are really involved with the PS, and it's just gonna continue from this. It's not just gonna be PlayStation who does this. It's gonna go forward to other companies too. I
Well,
just
it
know
happened
it's.
last year. Xbox 360 shut their store down, remember? So it's like, boom, yep. Oh.
Yep.
So that happened last year with Xbox and Xbox One, which less people bought, but still their store I think will shut down eventually, and then it'll move on. It's a cycle that'll continue. So
Exactly. And again, there's so many great games. I have had, I have the PlayStation 4. I have, I had the Xbox One, and there's like so many games there I love and have been playing
mm,
for a long time. And I'm really sad I didn't get to buy all on physical, right? And again, I live in Norway, so it's not easy to get old games physical either here. we don't have many stores anymore who sells games. We mostly just have Plata Company, who sells games mostly.
Wait,
We have some
that still
independent.
exists? Plant company?
Oh yeah, in Oslo, it still exists. That's
Oh yeah,
one of
in
the
Oslo City. Yeah.
yeah, and that's one of the
That'll-
Of
few
course.
places that sell games, but they barely sell any games. And also we have some smaller shops that sells like games once in a while and small things here and there, but it's not much, man. It's limited in Norway of what you can get physical when it
Well,
comes to games.
you can get certain physical games in stores like Oops, for example.
Mm.
Yeah, certain
But
places.
as game specific stores, yeah, there's not many of
Yes.
them left.
No, it isn't. And again, yes, there are certain websites you can go to, but they don't sell all games. It's hard to find certain games and stuff like that. That is why I miss, GameStop in Norway. I miss that store because, again, they had mostly everything. But that is one of the reasons. I'm going to go a little bit back. That's one of the reasons a lot of GameStops actually did get shut down is because everything started to become more digital. That is one of the reasons some GameStops stopped. More people started buying, unfortunately, digital than physical. They claimed.
Well, okay. We actually have a GameStop here in our city here. One. We used to have two. We have one now. But do you know where this all started? And just quickly, on a quick note, during the so-called pandemic, that's when digital games soared. That's when every started because people couldn't go to the store. You couldn't go, so they were buying digital. That's when even I
Exactly.
started. Yeah, that really started this digital boom, and then everybody's like, I'm not
But
going to go
that's
to the
not what
store.
GameStop claimed. They said
Yeah,
digital was more popular. Well, again, there was a pandemic. You guys closed us in our
yeah.
houses.
So you just type in, put your credit card or PayPal or whatever you're using. Boom, you can buy it there. There. That's how it worked. But
Yep.
that's exactly what made the boom happen to the next level. And then everything's digital now. Movies, TV, boom, and everything. But yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
No, so
it was going to happen sooner or later. The pandemic kind of accelerated it in a way.
Exactly.
Like I said, it boomed.
yep. But no, it is a gut punch. We don't need to read everything in the
No,
end
no, no.
here.
We know what it
But
is.
we know what it is. We got to the point of it. I still say it is a bad choice, and you guys can just keep it. Keep the stores. I don't really see any point of closing it down, and a lot of these other games that is on the PS3 and stuff like and PS Vita. Transfer it to the new consoles then, and
Yeah,
don't stop with physical media. But
yeah, because I understand they kind of had to close it in a certain way because the console is getting old, so they have to
Mm.
continue focusing on the newer consoles, but at least let the games, which are especially those that are specific to a console like PS3 or Xbox
Yeah.
360, whatever, at least get those games, allow them to transfer to the next console and the one after that. I mean, it shouldn't
yeah,
be
and I
that
and I can add this with
difficult.
the Xbox, Microsoft Store, the Xbox Store. There are certain games they have removed, and you cannot buy it anymore.
Mhm.
Half of the list that I had on my Xbox of games that I wanted to buy, because I do buy digitally once in a while, if I can't find the games, because certain of the games I want I can't really find physical, especially in Norway, and if I order, from another country, it's not gonna work on my console, so it's kind of
Yeah.
sad, but so I had a little list of games I was gonna buy, and one of the days I was sitting down, I got payday, so I was like, okay, let me go into the store then. I want to buy a game that I have on my list, that I want to buy, download, and play. And nope, it's removed. You cannot buy it. You're not allowed to buy it. It's still just it's there in the store, but it just says unavailable. You're not allowed. You cannot buy it. They removed it. I'm like, what the heck, dude? So Xbox is doing that for a while now too. Unfortunately, just
Yeah, they
removing
have. Yeah.
games.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I've seen a lot of independent games there too that I cannot buy anymore. And unfortunately I have not found them. I found some on Steam, but not all of them. that really looked interesting. So it is a sad thing. Uh, wish I could find them, but it is hard. um, I'm just gonna be BRB. I just need to get some coffee, and then I will be back.
That was random. Okay, well, but like I said,
Yeah, I was
let's
supposed to write in the chat, but the private chat, but I just decided,
hey,
whatever, man. I'm just gonna get some coffee.
Yep,
but
a 5 minute break. That's fine.
but no, well, let me add to that, Chris. Like I said, physical media in general is dying, but I believe there's always going to be a call for it. Do you know actually physical media purchases percentages have gone up highly because there's people, us older people especially, we're starting to buy it again, like Blu-rays. Like the best Blu-ray player you can get is like the Sony. There's actually a higher one called Magnastar. It's like a $2,000, $3,000 Blu-ray player, but it's for cinephiles and audiophiles. If I'm rich, I will buy it. But like people buying Blu-rays with movies, we still want disc players. Like I said, that's why they offered on the PS5. Even when they released the Pro, if I'm not mistaken, the original one came with just digital, but the fans mouthed off, and they did add the extra expansion. You could buy the disc player with the PS5, so Pro. So people still want discs. People are still willing to buy discs. So that's why I don't understand this concept of we know why they're doing it, but you should always leave that option for people that want to play, because there's always us that we want something in our hands. And now let's be honest, like I buy a game, okay, you still gotta do the updates and everything, blah blah blah, which is annoying. So really, the entire game even is on the disc nowadays, because there's DLCs, there's updates, which they sell games broken nowadays, not like years ago on a cartridge. My Mario game, that was the game. There was no updates, no downloads. You get the game as it is, but they made sure they weren't broken.
Miss those times. I really do.
I know. It was good because the game you get and your cartridges, or even earlier PS1 games, or even PS2, they wouldn't have updates. They had to make sure the games were done proper. Otherwise,
no early access, no alpha, beta testing, no DLCs, and
isn't there a game Eve or one of those? Yeah, one of those space games out there is still in early access after about 10 years. I forget the name of it now. It's the one you do the ship. No, it's actually that's actually a good one. It's Eve or something like that. It's a game that's an online game. You fly your ship.
Yeah,
it's still in early access. It's like 10 years old. Like, come on. And you can buy it.
Really?
Yeah. And you can buy the ships digitally for actual money for thousands of dollars. People spend thousands upon thousands of dollars in that game. I don't understand it. But I mean, if they like it, you like it. If you whatever, that's up to you. If you're willing to spend that, and if you enjoy the game, good. But again, it's been in early access. I hate that. Release the game as an actual game, but games come out broken. No Man's Sky. You said that. That's a good example. I bought it years after it was already fixed. It was on its 8th iteration of updates. Boom, that came out. But when it first came out, the disc, it was a broken game. It was horrible. And same with
that is good points. That is good points of games. And I'm also gonna add this. I love the cyberpunk world and all that, but that is also one of the games that did suffer of being broken. And
now
I want to add this. I'm just gonna add this, that I agree with you, Pris. I miss the days, and we missed the days where you just bought the game. You did not require the damn internet and all the updates and all this. You just put in the disc, you get the game, yada yada. You play it as it is.
Yeah. And like I said, No Man's Sky, The Division. Both those games, I had to wait till they got like the 8th or 9th iteration of updates. Oh, they can be played now. No Man's Sky, it took, once it hit 8, the level, 8.0, it was great. The Division, that's a brilliant game. But that took up to 8.0 also. It was a great game by then. Before that, it was broken, and it's just, it's frustrating. Even some of those discs, if you put them in without the update saved on your hard drive, you're screwed because the games are going to be broken. So that's why I like the older school games to an extent, but it's frustrating. So yeah.
Yep. No, It is frustrating, man. That's I'm trying to find some older consoles on something we have in Norway called Finn. So I'm looking at the Xbox 360 and older consoles and everything because there's a lot of games that I just I want to play again, and I want to play it on those consoles,
Mm.
and put the disc in and just have a great time. That's what I want to do. When I finished the Dragon Age Inquisition, the third game.
Ooh.
I didn't. That was on PlayStation. No, that was an Xbox 360. I didn't have all these updates and all this other bullshit. I played, with the disc. I had the disc and everything, and that's where I finished the game.
I had
And
that one
no
too.
other
Actually, that
stupid
was a good
shit.
one. Yeah. No, exactly.
And
I thought you were going to say Wellguard. I'm thinking, oh god.
yeah,
Oh, so they
but
so that's fine.
Pat Wanna Be said, I can still pull out my N63, plug it in, and play. Maybe I gotta warm the system up for a little usage, but it works fine. That's why I still want physical. It still works. Yeah, no,
Yes.
exactly. Exactly, Pata. I understand you. And by the way, Pata, if you look at X, I sent you something.
And as
By
for
the way,
that, let me just quick note.
okay, you
go ahead,
first.
Chris. Oh, well,
No,
just be quick. WWF No Mercy and WCW NWO Revenge for the N64. So still to this day, some of the greatest wrestling games ever. Oh, chef's kiss. Me and my buddy used to play them religiously on the N64, and they had some great Star Wars games on the N64 as well. So yeah, that was
Yeah, and what I'm really happy with this, a good friend of mine here in Norway, he also gave me some of the older WWE games that I cannot buy, other places anymore, because they only have, the newer, from yeah
2K.
2020. It's only 2024 they go from and up now. I don't think they
Yeah.
even sell 2023 at all. But at least he had a couple of those older wrestling games. He had like a couple bunch, and he decided just to give it to me, and I'm like, I'm so grateful for that because I can just plug that in a PlayStation 4. Now it's really
Oh,
great
dude.
because it's
Well, those N64 games were chef's kiss if you haven't ever tried them. Also, the Fire Pro
oh
Wrestling one.
yes,
Fire Pro Wrestling is based out of Japan, but you can mod it to have WWE rosters, all the rosters, and it's
exactly.
still amazing to this day. Yeah, I actually have it for
Yeah,
PC
no,
now too. So,
and again, as collectors too, it was always fun to buy the physical media, and you get the book inside. Maybe you get like a
oh,
statue or figure or something extra. A lot of this collector stuff that I just love and adore, man. And with all these decisions, it's just gonna be, as you said, man, it's the death in a way. It's gonna kill the industry, the console industry by doing
well,
this.
and well, I mean, I don't know if you wanted to talk about the other thing, but we could go into that because you're going to own nothing and like it. And Sony just did something also
Yes,
with PlayStation Store with that.
I can
Mm-hmm.
get into that. I actually do have a little bit of a article here from that park place about it. So we
Released
can go
just last
into
week,
that.
also. Wow, Sony's just hitting out of the park of like crapping on the fans right now.
Yeah, they just want to crap on the fans. They do not care about the fans, and
Nope.
have seen a lot of people who are gonna boycott. They're not gonna buy new console. They are not gonna buy,
Yeah.
most of the things. And a lot of people I have followed, they're just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back to the old shit. And I'm like, I totally understand that. And from my side, I barely buy any new games. If I ever buy any new games, it has to be a certain title.
Yeah.
But I barely buy any new games. I like to stick with the
Mhm.
stuff that I know that I love and like. And if I see, independent creators that I wanna, I will love to support them with my money, because the wallet talks, and there's so many great independent creators, and I want more of my money to go to those people so they can
Mm.
continue creating, the great games I think they make and what they're working so hard for with no big company. And some of them just get looked down on and shitted on, by these big companies.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
No, that's the way it goes. But
So there we go. The same time. PlayStation officially kills physical games beginning in 2028 as Sony goes fully digital. I don't want things to be fully digital. I'm sorry. We had a whole talk about this now.
well, okay,
I don't know.
we probably won't talk about it here, but there's a good example why we don't digital. Sony just crapped on fans even before this announcement. If you know what I'm talking about, they removed stuff from the PlayStation Store. Guess what? You paid for it? Oh, you're not going. And that's the fact that there's 500 movies now officially removed from their store. So that's why this announcement here that they're not going to have discs. So we're not going to own anything and like it, because their previous announcement just shit on us, excuse my language, and now they're doing this. So basically, we won't own anything because they already sold a bunch of
the money that you are using is just for rental.
Yep. That's why I miss Blockbuster. Bring back Blockbuster. At least you could go to the store and
Yeah. And the other problem. Oh, we have more people, but it is destroying the industry, and I will also get to this. Robin Salta said, "Hail to you, and hope you're doing well. The positive, it's gonna be more piracy over USB hard disk. The negative, rip good disk, and if you play in a if you play in a place with no Wi-Fi, you can't play basic."
Yeah, and can I add to that quickly?
Yes.
Not everybody still has internet. People don't seem to realize that.
Exactly.
There's places that don't have internet that still game. So what are they going to do? They're screwed. So.
Yep. There are people that doesn't have good internet. There are people that don't have internet at all. I know a lot of older gamers who barely have good internet. They don't care about the internet. They just want to play their games. But unfortunately, that's not the case almost anymore. It's
nope. It's like, gotta have the new download. Why? No. Sure, I'll bring my console to somebody to update it, but you got to do that every other week now. It's like, oh, that's ridiculous. It's just.
Exactly. And so let's see, man. And yeah, also with the movie stuff that they have, removing all the movies, and like I always say, try to find everything physical when it comes to movies and TV shows if you can. I know there are certain movies, certain shows that is never gonna be on Blu-ray or anything, unfortunately. So when they are taken off, they are gone. But luckily, we have the high seas if you really want to find them.
No, exactly.
And you can at least you can find people out there, and you can also do it yourself to make, in the high seas. You go to high seas and find it in Blu-ray format.
And if you want to buy Blu-ray, there's still great players out there. Like I said, the Panasonic, the Sony. I want to get a Magnastar. It's a $2,000-$3,000 Blu-ray player, but it's for cinephiles and audiophiles. But I digress. But that'll be my future when I'm rich. But yeah, no, I chose. If I like something, I go to buy the Blu-ray.
Exactly. And I will say this, because I am gonna get you the Rebel Moon stuff.
What I like about
those people is that they make it region free.
That's important. I always hated this. It's locked to US. It's locked to UK. Why? Well, stop.
Exactly.
That's just like watching something on YouTube. YouTube UK is different from YouTube North American. YouTube here. It's like, stop. Just have one. Anyway, I can go on about that.
Exactly. But let's get back to this, of course.
Yes.
And hail to Robin Salta. Hope you're doing well. I know the guy in real life. He's a good guy. Also a great musician. DJer and mixing music and all that. Fucking great. Sorry for my language, but I've seen what he is able to do, and he is just fantastic of the stuff that he does. So I would recommend, if everybody can get a hold of him, contact him to make music. He's great.
There you go.
But other than that, the future of PlayStation is officially digital, as Sony will end physical game sales in 2028. So at least we have a date when it happens,
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me if they suddenly just did it today, because, that's something they could do, just like Xbox did one back in the day.
Well, it's telling of,
In
I
one of
think, when the next console's coming out. I have a feeling that's when the next console's coming. That's why. So,
Yeah, that is a big possibility.
mm,
So, in one of the biggest announcements in the company's history, Sony has confirmed that it will stop producing physical game discs. You know, it sucks, man.
mm.
It sucks, man. I just oof. For all new PlayStation releases beginning in January 2028. From that point forward, every new PlayStation game will be sold exclusively in digital format through the PlayStation Store and digital retailers. For millions of gamers who are still collecting physical copies, we are some of them, and we
Yep.
know many others too. Um, for that, for millions of gamers, yep, trading games with friends or buying discount used titles. The announcement marks the end of an era that dates back to the original PlayStation in 1995.
And
You know,
funny enough, let me just bring this point up too. Remember back, I think it was the PS3 came out, or maybe it was, no, it was PS4, and then Xbox had what? The Xbox One. Remember there was the big debacle of the DCMs or whatever, that rights, you couldn't share games, and then
yep,
Sony Sony
yes,
Sony was like, here, we can share games. Now you're doing the complete opposite. You're doing what Xbox did back then. So they're kind of being hypocrites now,
exactly.
like total hypocrites. It's like, wow.
And this, it looks like it is from your side of the YouTube, Tom. And that is from Dimian here. Everything going, everything going to sucks. Everything is going to suck along with studios. You know exactly.
I know what you're trying to say. Yeah, no, I get it there. I agree 100%. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it is gonna suck, and yeah, we already talked a lot about that. But yeah, I wish we could just go back to the old days, man. I would love to go back to the old days.
We knew this was
um,
coming, but not completely. I figured, okay, there's going to be a high end digital, maybe be like an 80-20% market, but no, not completely kill digital, or I mean physical. No, they're killing it completely, and they're the guys who print the
yep,
major Blu-ray disc things. Wow,
yep.
this just yeah.
Well, it is the stupidest choice they have done. So,
Oh yeah.
I will say that they have done a lot of stupid choices through the years, just like Xbox. But this one, yeah, this is, disrespect to your fans and gut punch to the fans, and just showing that, yeah, we hate you guys. We just want your money and we hate you, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
Just give us the money and F off. That's how they are. Um, But Sony made the announcement on PlayStation blog, claiming that changing consumer habits have made the move inevitable as consumer preferences and the broader entertainment industry continue to shift away from physical discs to digital. Physical game discs production for all new games releasing on PlayStation consoles will be discontinued starting January 2028, the post reads. The company also clarified that this change only applies to new releases beginning in 2028. Existing physical games will continue to function, and titles released before the cutoffs can still receive disc editions. Of course, they have to with a lot of the other games and the people that has, PlayStation 4 disc version. So,
But just
PlayStation 5. Sorry, PlayStation 5.
before you go into that, ironically, not every game is doing it. The biggest game in modern history is about to be released by November.
Yes,
They're not,
I
they already
think I
said
have
they're
it
not going to
somewhere.
release
Yeah,
they said they're not going to release a disc. Like,
yeah.
GTA people. And
Yeah,
that's
it's not gonna have a disc. That's gonna have a code, wasn't it? That's one of the
yeah,
games that
you
they are
gotta
gonna release with.
yeah.
So I am afraid that they are kind of lying. That not kind of. They are lying a
Yeah.
bit of what they're saying, in my opinion
Yeah.
here. And that oh there's still discs here and there, but yeah, GTA is a code, and the next game, what that's probably going to be a code too, so it's just going to
Mhm.
continue on with the codes in a
Yeah.
box, and that is just a code. It's still it's digital. It's no it's not physical, and I don't see the
Nope.
point of buying. I'm not gonna buy GTA 6. I'm happy for that. So I'm like I'm not a GTA gamer, but for the people who are really heavily into the GTA world, who loves to play those games, um, they're gonna get a big punch in the gut for not having the physical media of it. They're like, I saw a lot of people have taken away their pre-order because they found out about the digital stuff, because they expected the whole disc and everything, and suddenly and it's like, no, it's gonna be a code, and they're like, oh shit, well then I don't
The
want
scary
it.
part though, there's a lot of younger generation that still don't care. It's already made $3 to $4 billion in pre-order sales. That's just sad. It's
It
just so many.
is.
Yeah, it's like,
A lot more of this Gen Z's and down there, they don't care a lot. There
no,
are of course a couple. I have seen a couple YouTubers who are like Gen Z's who are hardcore gamers, but they are disappointed. So there are of course a couple of ones, but most of them they're just like, yeah, we don't care. We're just gonna have. So it is sad to see that is the future of the gaming industry, and also at some point gonna be the future of a lot of film, TV
everything.
shows,
Yeah, yeah.
just everything in general. At some point they're gonna stop selling CDs. This that is what the future
And
is becoming.
and a quick note too, Rockstar actually messed people up. That they released the $80 version, which people were mad about. Like it went up $10 on games here. Oh wait, let's have $100 version. They locked stuff behind the paywall in the 81, so they pretty
Yes,
much
because it
forced.
is paywalls on paywalls, and that is something I was gonna say that I got a brain fart because we got a comment from a good friend of mine. But no, it's the prices at the same time with the digital. They want you to pay the same price to a digital game that you would do to a physical one. And you don't get these exclusive things. You don't get any, collector or anything. You just everything is in the digital game, and then you need DLC, and then it's updates, and then it's this, and it's like, yeah, we want you to pay the same price, if not even more, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's ridiculous. Like I said, and so Rockstar knew what they were doing with that. We'll go back in this one, but they had their $80 standard edition and then the $100. They knew people aren't going to buy the 80 edition because there was so many things locked behind the wall. So basically, you're almost forced
Yeah,
to buy the 100. So basically, GTA was for $100. So like that was just corrupt.
but
That's a
that
bunch
is
of
one of the
BS.
biggest things in the gaming industry too now. That's gonna continue forward on, and we've seen how big the pay to win, as we call it, has become.
Oh,
All the paywalls all the time. I have three kids, right? And two, my boys, the oldest ones, they're gamers, and I've seen how they are when they game now, right? Every time they play a game, they want something more in the game, right? And me and my wife, we always say no. We're not gonna, pay all this digital the things that you want, because again, it's a paywall. We don't want to do the paywall. We're not gonna pay for all that,
no, no,
because one, it's expensive and it's waste of money. We do
yeah,
not want to do that. But I've seen it with my own eyes with my kids how the generation of gamers are. There are so many. They don't think. They just spend money like they're crazy, like they should, like they're rich, but they're not. They just like F it. We're just gonna buy everything, and it's sad to see. Because everything is in a paywall. I will use the newest WWE game of 2K. The newest game they came out with, the newest wrestling game they came out with. Okay, you buy the full version, you buy the most expensive version of the game, and it's damn expensive, right?
yeah,
And you get all these exclusive things. But here's the thing. You cannot open every exclusive thing that you bought with the full edition. You actually have to spend more money to open a lot of this kind of stuff with credits. Or you have to, do a lot of other things in the game to open it. But again, they paid so much money to get all this now, they pre-order, they paid all, etc., whatever. But no, you don't get it. And
No,
it's
exactly.
sad.
And I'm holding a game right now, Red Dead Redemption 2. 2 discs. It has the install disc and the play disc. I have a booklet. And oh, look, I have 2 maps. That's something that's not going to be able to. Because digital, I don't get anything anymore. You just get a code. So where's the maps aren't going to be available. They're not going to be boxes.
And not just that, you're going to get a broken game that's going to be updated like multiple times.
And going back to the GTA thing, the fact that, let's be honest, it was $100 game, not an $80 game. Nobody's going to buy the standalone one, and it already showed the numbers. 80% bought the $100. They didn't need to charge that much because you're going to be charging for the online. That's what a lot of people want to do. They want to do online, and you're going to pay real money to buy the shark cards and everything else. So they're going to make billions already. That's just greed.
But you will not be able to play online yet either, though, when the game comes.
Yeah, not initially. Yeah, but as for the collector, I like this part here. The collector part loses just more than a disc, and I exactly agree with that.
Exactly, and we are gonna get to that. I'm just gonna see what my good friend Robin had to say. Not Robin Hood, people. I'm sorry to break it to you. He's not Robin Hood, but he is Robin Salta. But he said, I don't want to spend money on a PS5 and no GTA on that sucky console. I wait 2 years, easy to buy it on PC. PC is so much better on many points.
It is. And you know what? Maybe 5 to 10 years down the road, I'll buy a used PS5 and I'll just mod it. So, but anyway, I digress.
Exactly. Just mod the crap out of it.
Yep.
But collectors lose more than just a disc. Yes, we do. We lose a lot. I've been saying this for a long time as a collector myself. I don't know how many Blu-rays and DVDs I have and games, whatever, but I have a lot. And, I like, all the special things that we get and everything that as a collector, So, but we're losing all that. We're losing all the great stuff. While the digital downloads have become increasingly popular, physical games still offer the advantage that digital purchase can't match. Players can lend discs to friends. Yes, we can. We can also sell if we don't need them anymore.
Yeah.
And one thing I do miss with gaming stores, when we had gaming stores and proper gaming stores, you could go in and switch the game to a different game and, all that kind of nice stuff that we used to have back in the day. I miss those times. And sell games after finishing them. Hunt for used bargains. Exactly. We say again, it's a hard game to find. You go on certain places, you find it, and, it's like, oh, shit, man, that's cool,
Yeah.
Or build collectors that remain playable decades into the future. Exactly. And I'm one of those
probably
people who
but then the most important one, it's like a security. I mean, if you have a physical disc or whatever, you have the game, it's not going to be removed unless somebody steals it from you or destroy
it.
So yeah, that's
probably
in my head is the most important part. But then again, whatever.
100%.
Yep. Exactly. And of course, digital purchases remove nearly all of these options. Instead, games become licensed tied to an online account, leaving consumers dependent on Sony's servers and digital storefront for continued access. If storefronts eventually disappears, as history has shown they eventually do, question about long-term ownerships and all that kind of stuff, and we've already mentioned some of that. You are independent to you have to have it. You have to have the online account. We have to have all this and that to play the games, and you require the internet. But when it's disappeared, it's gone, man, forever.
And let me add to that too. Another thing about collectors. Now I haven't had many of them, but I want to go back on Amazon and get them. When Forbidden West, Horizon Zero Dawn initially came out. I got it later in its life, but I want to go back and rebuy the statue of Aloy over one of the Watchers. It's like, oh, that's cool. Days Gone.
Yeah,
I got that later in life. I end up buying the physical game, but I bought it after the release. I want to go back and get Deacon's statue. You're not going to get statues anymore. The Skyrim one, I still want to find that somewhere. I love that you're not going to get these cool statues that got released and stuff with these collectors because it's all digital.
exactly.
That's a big thing. A lot of us collectors like. We like these cool statues and stuff. That's not going to exist. It's like,
And think about this too, if they suddenly one day they stop to selling the covers too, they're all digital. You cannot get covers or anything anymore.
yeah,
A lot of people will lose their jobs. I saw this argument, and some people argue, and on YouTube and have this debate, and they talked about one thing I thought was really interesting, and that is, okay, so we say they stop creating, even with the code thing, it's all digital. You don't have a box with the code or
Nope.
anything. It's all digital. A lot of people are gonna lose their jobs. Are people who are artists, who creates the covers, who creates this and that. A lot of people lose their jobs with that. They have been in these companies for so many years, right? And that's also one thing you have to look for that might happen in the future.
Yeah,
So I
and
feel
with
bad for those
AI and
people.
stuff like that, it's they're already in a kind of bad spot. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But we talked about that. For collectors, pre-save orientations, and consumers who simply like owning something tangible, Sony's decision represents far more than a change in distribution, and fundamentally changes what it means to buy a PlayStation game. Yeah, they do remove what it means. They do.
yeah, 100%. So,
Every company that does this removes, the removes it. So yeah, what it means, man. What happens to the game prices? Well, I will tell you, this is not gonna change. It's not
I'm
gonna
gonna
change,
have
and
a
we have
little.
seen
I
that.
have a big thing to talk about this, but I'll let you read it first. Ooh.
Yep. So one obvious question follows Sony's announcement: if physical manufacturers disappears, will game finally become cheaper? I will say no, and they know what they're doing, and they like the money. I'm just gonna use GTA as a good example at the moment. See the price on that. But on paper, there is a compelling argument that they should. Without physical releases, publishers no longer need to manufacture Blu-ray discs, print cover art, produce plastic cases, package games, ship them around the world, store inventory in warehouses, or split the revenue with traditional retailers. Those costs don't simply shrink, they disappear entirely.
Yep.
Exactly. So again, digital games should have been cheaper because of all
Half
this.
price. They should be half price. I'm
They
sorry.
should be half price.
Because it's a code. It's just code. And you're selling code to somebody. It's like zeros and ones. That's all it is. There's no box. There's no they said it exactly here. There's no cases, no discs, no shipping costs, no advertising to the Walmarts or GameStops or anything
Exactly.
like that. They're saving millions of dollars, if not more. But yet they're still gonna.
But
Here's the same
still,
price. Yeah.
still the same
No.
price, or even higher for certain editions of the games. So
It's disgusting. I've never thought digital should be half price than physical. Yeah, game developers still going to make their money back. I understand that, but no, I'm sorry. We're not getting a product we can
exactly.
hold that's tangible in our hands.
That's why I say the wallet speaks, and that's why 90% of the time I like to spend my money on independent creators out there who creates a lot of great stuff. And most games that is a little bit newer that I buy sometimes, I buy them on sale. I never buy things on full price. I don't. I just wait until sales.
Oh, I'm like that
what
with
I do.
Steam. I have a wish list on Steam, and I'm like, oh, you wait certain times of the year. Oh, that's like 90% off. Sweet, there you go. Boom. So yeah, no, I'm the same way.
Exactly. And Robin also said, to be fair and clear, I think he means. I think people will sell their PlayStation 5 after this one. I think there's a lot of people who might do that.
Yeah.
That's a
Hey,
big possibility.
somebody want to give me a PS5 Pro? I can mod it. No, I'm gonna be. It'll probably go down in the used market, nice and cheap. Then, yay! And then
Yeah,
there,
no, exactly.
yeah,
But no, I've seen a lot of people also. They've said, they don't want to buy the new PlayStation console when it comes, and I
yeah,
totally respect that, and I totally understand that. I'm not gonna buy the new PlayStation that will come out at all. I'm even debating, on newer Xbox, because I'm an Xbox console player mostly,
mm,
uh, and yeah, they have gone up on price. We're going to talk a little bit about that later, but there's a lot of stuff there too with the same shit, and
yep.
yeah, a lot of newer consoles. I feel a lot of people might go more over to a PC now. And again, with those prices for whatever they're gonna have for the new PlayStation and the price they're gonna have for the new Xbox and all this kind of stuff, and even now, the PlayStation 5 is not cheap either. I've never seen it on sale. Never here. I've
Actually,
been
dude, I
looking
want to
and
say this right now, and this has frustrated me. I always got my PlayStations on sale. I'm a poor guy. I've always been, even when I was working full time, I still couldn't afford consoles. So I'd wait. Like my PS4, I got the Nathan Drake, the Uncharted edition, because I love that game. I bought it on sale, though. It was literally like way cheap because it was on sale. The PS5
yeah,
has never gone down. It's actually gone up in price. And it's 6 years into the
yeah.
lifespan. It's gone up. It's never gone down once. That's
And I would
messed
say
up.
like this, a lot of these prices, like I've seen used PCs that are even stronger than the PlayStation 5
Oh,
and
yeah.
the Xbox and everything. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'd rather spend my money on that, especially when it comes to the newer consoles that comes out later. I can just buy a damn good PC instead, man, that
I
can
know.
work
Yeah,
for everything.
and the ironic about that is that the PS consoles used to be kind of stronger than PCs in certain ways. Now it's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
twisted into the opposite.
Yes. You
Oh
can you
well.
can you can kind of find a cheaper PC now that is even stronger or as
Yeah.
strong as the PS5. So you know, and a lot of people. I feel a lot of people is gonna go over to PC mostly, and I'm gonna use my kids as an example. Who are also they love to game, but they are going more. They don't really use the PlayStation anymore to like really game on anymore. It's more to just watch TV. That's mostly what it has become to now.
Well, do you know that? I don't. You guys probably seen it. The PS3. We'll go back to the PS3 quickly. Do you know the government? They were so powerful then. The government actually bought like 2,000 of them and actually used it for a. They were doing it for a cell broadband engine processor. That was in
Hmm.
the system at the time. They installed Linux and they did it for their satellite imagery. They were using PlayStation 3s. The government. That's how powerful they were. It's like they were more
Yeah,
powerful than.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why
It
I
was like,
brought it up.
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. It's like, wow, it's
But
amazing. I
but
still
now
think that's pretty cool. But now PCs you can make it easily a PC that can do the same thing, and yeah,
Yes. Yeah, no, exactly. It's like the PC I have now. It's practically as strong as a PS5. You know,
mm.
I can play whatever game on this PC. You know, I don't
I want
I
to
don't need a
now let's
PS5 to.
just on a side note, I will say I understand why prices didn't drop. We have the Rampocalypse that happened. Which is manufactured. Let's be honest, it's not real. It's manufactured. They're selling to data centers, Nvidia. Was it the micro center, whatever you call it? It's the
Yeah.
microchip ones. They're all selling to data centers now, and to consumers, they're raising our prices. It's a fabricated thing so they can, because they don't want you. In about 5 years, they don't want people to own PCs either. They're going to have, you're going to rent your RAM, rent your GPU, and you'll pay a monthly fee because they want you as a perpetual customer. So
Yeah, no,
it's
right, right, yeah.
Yeah.
It is. And Robin also said, so through, I think homebrewing PlayStation 5 will be more popular than ever. Yeah,
Yeah.
modding. I've seen a lot of people who mods all the consoles and stuff like that. And, that is the future of a lot of consoles now, I think. Yeah.
The sayings was said, and somebody said it. It started with Ubisoft? They said you'll not own your games and like it. That's what Ubisoft made that comment a couple years ago, I think. And then people
Yes,
said,
we
well,
talked about it. Yep.
yeah, if
You will
ownership
not own
isn't,
your games and you have to accept it and love it. That's just how it is.
but
Just
you know what the consumer said? They said, well, if buying isn't ownership, then pirating isn't stealing.
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly, Tom.
Well,
And
nothing wrong with that.
Hale, good to
Nope.
see you, man. Been a long time. It's good to see you.
Tim, hi. That's
Yes. We got Tim in the chat here, and he said, waiting for the PS69.
oh, good old Tim.
It's
Yeah,
good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well, Tim. It's good
we
to see
needed
you.
levity. Yes, yes, yes. Good one.
That is a good one. But again, they are on point here that with all of that, the games should have been, as we said, half price, just
Yeah.
really low compared. But I'm gonna say no, it's not gonna happen anytime soon. People are allowed to hope, but we've already seen how they are with all these games. We use GTA 6. We can use the newest WWE game that was so overpriced that people got mad and skipped it. And when they saw the paywall thing, yeah, of course, people did not like that. I've seen some people, trying to defend it, but that's stupid arguments they can come with. But just some examples of the future. The games are not going to go down in price. They still want you to pay full price and higher for deluxe editions that sometimes doesn't give you anything.
No, I'm going to say what has to happen. This has to happen. People have to talk to your local governments. Government needs to step in, and we need to lobby for different laws. Now that it's just digital, new laws have to be introduced for sales. We shouldn't be paying the full price, and that should be a government thing. The government should force them to charge less, and that can happen because straight only digital is new. It's still fresh. I mean, sure, streaming exists and stuff and all that, and it's been for a while, but there's no lobby laws again. There's no government laws because they're still fresh on it. Government needs to develop these digital laws now because that's our future. If that's our future, we need laws. We need to create it,
Yeah.
put it into governments. People need to come up, create these laws. First of all, we shouldn't be paying full price compared to the physical copies, and so many other things.
Yep.
We need to make government changes. And they have to overbound all of these companies.
That's why a lot of people go to the high seas, man.
Yeah, if they want to
That
stop stealing, they're going to have to lower because the pirating is going to go up tenfold. And I'm not even telling people to go
Yep.
do that. I'd purchase games, but still, they can't blame themselves if that's the way it goes. They're shooting themselves in the foot.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And anything you want to add to that, Pris, before we get to another article?
Not really. I mean, what I really don't get is that when we're, fully away from physical discs, cartridge, whatever, it's like you guys said, it should be cheaper, but yet it's not.
Yeah.
And that's something I really don't understand. Maybe I'm just a regular person who's just too stupid to understand this. And of course, it's because of consumerism and greed and whatever. But if they're increasing the prices and it turns people off from buying game because they're so damn expensive, and yet they're still cheaper to make, it should be easy to think, maybe make them cheaper because they are cheaper to create because they're not physical anymore.
And
so it should be
exactly.
easily. It should attract more people to buy the games. I mean,
I can add to that. Just quick note.
I don't get it.
And Tom, before you do that, just see Tim wrote a little bit more here. So he said, work was like a bowl movement, crappy, with a mix of corn. And it's hot here right now, yeah. But he also said a lot of copyright laws are from a day and age pre-high seas, where it was just starting.
Yeah,
And then
they
he
need to
followed
change.
up
Yeah,
with, they need to fix them. Yeah.
as we were saying, exactly, perfectly said. And
Yeah.
one
From
company is
bowel movements to copyright laws. Okay.
but now, a little known, we didn't talk about it, but Nintendo, we'll talk about the Switch too. I want to get one. They're slowly going on only digital too. But at least, I'll give them credit for at least their digital games will be $10 less than their physical. They
Yes.
made that announcement. Now that's still, to my opinion, still too much. It should be half price. It's still only digital, but at least they're trying. They're going in the better direction than these other two. So, but Nintendo still, they're whatever. But yeah, no, I
They
mean,
have
at
their
least
own fair of issues.
yes, exactly. But I mean,
Um,
that's like I said, it needs to change. So
yeah. And of course, like Tim said here, if these companies, didn't do this, these people wouldn't do the high seas.
exactly, that's a big perfect point right there.
Yes.
I mean, they're shooting themselves in the foot with this. Like
Yeah.
Rockstar shot
Exactly.
themselves in the foot with GTA 6. A lot of people are
Yeah.
angry about that. Just like Sony doing this, a lot of people are angry. People are seeing this change, and no, we're not happy
Exactly.
because
Yeah,
we don't
it's
have
like
ownership.
a snake that is
Yep.
eating its own tail. It's not going to end well.
Exactly.
That's what it is.
Said Chris.
Yeah. I don't want to continue renting games, man. I want to own my games, man.
By the way, just more like a positive thing. That's just me, by the way. But since you said Switch 2, who was it? Or whatever.
Me.
Tom.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for Ocarina of Time.
Oh, I've heard about that. I didn't know
Yeah.
until like a couple
Yeah,
days ago. I
yeah.
was like, they're re-releasing that. Oh,
I mean, of course, I'm prepared to be disappointed, but hey, I trust Nintendo with compared to Sony, whatever. But
Yeah.
I can't wait.
well, that's like me. I played the original. Of course, I'm old, and I loved it. And then another game like Dragon Quest, they re-released the version last year. I want to get that. It's on my list, my wish list. I want to play that because it's a re-release. I loved Dragon Warrior, which is the original Dragon Quest. That was a North American name. I want to get that eventually. So it's like, but yeah, as soon as I heard Ocarina of Time, I literally only heard that 2 days ago. I was like, no way.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just hoping
Yeah.
if it's successful with cells and everything, it will create like an effect and they will make Majora's Mask in the same way. I'm hoping for that.
We can hope. I'm with you on that one, Press. Big time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
I love Ocarina of Time, but Majora's Mask.
It was better. Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, exactly.
Chef's
but
kids. I mean, that's not enough to describe how great it is. But hey,
but also, other than that, we do have other article, and thank you, Tom, for this, because this guy said it a long time ago, and he was prepared for this stuff to happen because he is in the industry. He's a big guy in this industry.
He's a genius, in my opinion. So
he knows a lot that's going on in these companies. So let's get into it. And that is, of course, Kojima confirmed his status as a progressive thinker. Players recalled his dark prediction after PlayStation's abandonment of discs. He saw this long time. He did. But to be fair, a lot of us, of course, did. But, it's nice to hear from one of the big people out there who creates games and, who is big involved in this industry. So, let's get into it. In early July, Sony disappointed some PlayStation owners. Most PlayStation owners, not some. You said correct on that. Most. With an announcement about, discontinued of the disc production. This was explained changes to the industry and consumer preferences, they say. As consumer preferences and the entertainment industry as a whole continue to shift from physical media to digital formats, the production of physical game discs for all new games, yes, we just talked about that, ceased to exist in January 2028. Against this backdrop, players recalled Kojima spoke on this topic in 2021. At the time, he shared concerns that with the complete transition to digital, people would easily lose their favorite books, music, movies, etc. That is true. That's facts.
Yep.
So, of course, some of the stuff he said, ultimately, even digital data will no longer be owned by individuals on their own individual. With any major changes or event in the world, in the country, in the government, in IDs or trends, access to it can suddenly be cut off. We will not be able to freely access the movies, books, and music that we love. I will be among the deprived. This is what I fear, and it's not greed. So we start with you, Tom. How do you feel that he said this so long ago and the way he viewed it?
Well, I remember when he said it. I'm a big fan of his. I love Metal Gear Solid is still one of my favorite series. I actually had it on PS4, the all of them, and I didn't get the last one that when he was gone. And stuff. This man is a genius in the industry. His games, I haven't played. I'm not going to say the one with Norman Reedus. I haven't played that yet. I want to play it. I got it on my list. I already own it. I so many games, but this man knows the industry. He's created artwork out there that are still going to go down in history as some of the better games, and he's seen it. He's willing to speak out against the like, he's like, yeah, this is not going to be good. You're not going to own anything. And it's sad. He saw it happening back in. And funny enough, it was 2021 when he said this. That's when that certain thing around the world was going on, and things were going just digital. So that's why I think he announced it too, or had his saying on that, because that's during the pandemic and when everything was starting to go digital because nobody could buy anything from the store. So hence why he brought it up. And he's like, that's not a good way to go. This is not, we can't, when the world goes back to normal, you got to go back to discs. And I think he, like I said, the Metal Gear Solid series, I love those games. I had originally, I want to rebuy them again. And the physical copies. But yeah, no, he saw what happening back then because he was in. He's in it. He's one of the geniuses.
Yeah, he's in the industry. Yeah, of course. And he's in the industry. He knows the in and outs. He knows what's going on. And he is one of the few people in this industry who is public of what he thinks, and that is good. Because of course we are the consumers and the passionate fans and stuff, and of course we don't work in the industry, so we don't know all the ins and outs. We know what we hear, we know what we see, and all that kind of stuff. But of course he's in the industry, so he saw this happening, and of course, as we mentioned, Sony's removing more than 500 movies, TV series, everything, all the a lot of content that people have bought and everything through the years,
Well, he released Death Stranding. That's one I was thinking of, his game. Actually 2 is coming out or has been out already. I actually have got to play that. A lot of people said it's a walking simulator, but I want the physical copy eventually too, once I try it and see if I like it. But I mean, he's seen it happening because he was let go from Konami, and then we're not going to go into that. It's a totally separate thing. But no, he's seen it, and the man's a genius. He knows the industry. And when it was somebody like that within the industry, and I know there's other guys in the industry and girls in the industry that are saying the same thing, but they're lesser known. He's one of the big names, and when he's okay to say it, like, okay, there's got to be something going on here, and bam, now it's happening. We're seeing it now. It's a few years after, but it's happening. It's now with GTA, one of the biggest. It's going to be one of the hottest selling games in history due to the increased price. It's going to make more money than any other video game in history. And they're a top company. Rockstar is worth, as I stated earlier, billions. So they didn't need to do that, but it's greed. It's now shareholders. It's now Take-Two. I probably had to say on that because but it's about greed. It's not about the gamer anymore. And thank goodness there's still independent game creators out there. But this is going to kill a lot of that. We're just digital.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And of course, we do have a little bit update, from June 29th, with some titles and other stuff that is going away. So, of course, Sunny erases digital content from libraries. We are reminded
Yep.
we don't own what we buy. So, again, we go back again to that. We just rent, we don't own anything because, that's how it works these days. You're
But you
not
pay full
allowed to
price.
own it.
But
Yep, you pay full price mostly. They want us to pay, but,
and let
and
me just make
buy,
one
but we don't.
before you go into. Let me quote something because I'm old. Remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but the Blockbuster you could rent. I'd rent a Blockbuster. It was like $2 to $3. There, I rented the movie. You rent it, you bring it back. If it was VHS, you rewind. If it's disc, whatever. But it was like $2 3. There you go. That's cheap. I don't mind paying that to rent something. Rent it for the weekend. There you go. They're charging
Yeah, no,
full price
exactly.
and it's still renting.
Yep,
These are like 20 25 bucks.
exactly.
No, that's yeah, no.
I remember those days too when I lived with my father as a kid. We used to go up to the stores where we could rent movies for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
we got some snacks. We rented like some movies that we really wanted to see or some new releases, and we sometimes you found older releases that you cannot really buy, in stores, but you can just rent because there was certain Asian movies and other stuff like that wasn't really in stores, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
And that's what I loved about it. And so many great memories with that. And I remember an old place I used to live. And back in the day, me and my friends, we had like this big store where we could rent a lot of movies. And some of these movies you could not buy in normal stores. Suddenly we found like, action movies from Thailand to other countries. That's like epic stuff, right? And it's just like, damn, so much good stuff. But, and that's worth to pay, that worth to rent, for the weekend or some days and all that kind of stuff. And you go back with it and, you got to see some good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it was
great.
basically like a library. I mean, just for
Yes. And you
movies.
didn't pay full price.
And it was an experience. I don't know, but it was experience. Sometimes you go with your family, your friends, you go to the store, you'd look at the shelves. Let's get that. Or go to
Mm.
the side shelves. Oh, look at that old film. It was an experience too. I miss those
Yeah,
days.
I mean, it was. I remember it was extremely exciting just going down to those stores. I don't think we had
Yeah.
like chain stores like Blockbusters like you had in America or Canada, I
Mm.
guess. But
Mm.
I don't think we had stores like that in Norway like that. But in my hometown, we had like that one store that had games and like VHS cassettes,
Yeah, we
movies,
had
and
those
then
Yeah.
too.
of course
Movie land.
later
Yep.
CDs.
Yeah, we had a
Yep.
few of
And
those too.
you
Yeah.
rented them, and you rented for like a day or something, and then you had to return them. So it was also in a way it was cheap enough for people who couldn't really buy movies for themselves, but also it was like a trust thing in a way. So I really
Yeah,
miss
and
those
and,
times.
and also what I also liked about that time with some of those stores, after the movie's
Mm.
been, out for a while, they decided to sell it. They put it in a
Yes.
Yeah,
shelf there where you can
yeah.
buy them for half the price, even if it's
Hmm.
newer names. But it was still, and it's like that was so great.
Hmm.
I bought
I
my
miss those days.
my Blade Runner, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. They finally released it on DVD. It's like, yes, finally the theatrical version. I bought it at Blockbuster. The box set. I was like, oh, it's like only worth. Wow, it was like three. It was a third off. It was like super cheap. Like yoink! It missed like one of the toys inside, but it still had the box set and most of the other toys and the discs and everything. I was like, it was one of those collector's editions. I was like, oh, now I someday want to get it again on Blu-ray. I've seen on Amazon. But yeah, those places. We had some local stores. We had Jumbo Video. We had Movie Land, and of course
Yeah.
Blockbuster being the big one, and plus some corner stores that rented stuff. And you'd always go in and rent games, or and try to finish it in a weekend, or movies as well. But yeah, no, I miss those days. Oh, it was so fun.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. And we do have a guest joining us who also was in the chat earlier, who had a lot of great stuff to say. And I hope one day that he will. Hi, man.
Hello. How are
Hello.
we?
Hey,
How are you doing, sir?
Hello. Doing good. I right before you sent me that thing, I was like, I went inside. I'm like to my wife. I said, "What are you doing?" She said, "Nothing." I said, "You hungry?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Let's go get a slice of pizza." She said, "Okay." So we went, and then I just stared at her the whole
That's
time, going,
nice.
"Can you chew faster? I got somewhere to be." No, I'm kidding.
Oh, that is
No,
great.
doing good though. That was kind of nice. I just kept telling her, I said, "This is great that I can go, hey, let's do this." And you didn't go, "Oh, since we're downtown, can we go to the store? And I want to look at some stuff." I was like, it's so nice. Let's have a normal, simple, little, delightful date and be done.
No, exactly. So, how do you feel so far of what you've listened to about all this
Oh,
stuff, man?
goodness. Well, I completely agree with the remark earlier. I missed the last half hour or so. But the fact that what they put us through is the big reason why they started saying we felt anything.
Hmm.
They don't
Yep.
want physical media. They don't want. Where were you ever getting this information? I never met a person that said, "I'd rather have all my stuff where I can't see it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
mean,
I never heard it myself.
I've never heard that at all. But it's that same thing with pick an outlet.
Hmm.
Half the
Yeah.
stuff, well, not even half the stuff. Most of the stuff that I see people are outraged. I'm like, I've never even heard of that. I have a stepdaughter that's in the community, right? And
Yes.
the LGBTQRSTUV thing. And
LMNOP
no,
nonsense.
there's no problems, but I've asked her about stuff like this and she's like, I'm not really aware of it and I think it's all stupid anyway, and it's like she's in the community and what they say is what they're thinking isn't what they're thinking. But
No,
it's
it's
like that with
Exactly.
everything. Like, you live in the city that the riots are happening. It's like, yeah, that block's messed up. It's not the whole
Yeah.
city. I mean, it's it's one block that was kind of crappy before, and now we're actually paying attention to it. It's just like what they did with San Francisco when the dignitaries came, and it was like, oh, all of a sudden it's a clean city like it used to be, and then a month later it was trash again. It's like,
Yep.
no, it's not what they want. Yes, it is. Quit telling us we want homeless people. We want you to take care of them. We want you guys to do something, just like the video game industry. We want you guys to do something. And what I have noticed is over the past couple years, I don't follow anybody but like one store. There's a store that I follow their shorts and their videos and stuff because it's funny, but it's a
Exactly.
used game store that has adapted to the times. It's
Yes.
like, oh, we realize people like toys, so we'll open that up. We
yeah.
realize people are
Exactly.
still into Pokemon, so we'll open
Yeah.
up,
Yeah.
and
Exactly.
it's like,
There's a lot
and
of
it's,
collectors
you
out there
know,
who wants to own this kind of stuff.
not digital cards. That was the silliest thing I ever remember when they started doing
Oh yeah,
digital
when they come
trading
with this,
cards, and I was like,
yes,
what?
yes,
So
that became
I
a big thing
literally
that
have
people, yeah,
nothing. I have nothing. I
exactly.
never hold them in my hand. I can't take them anywhere unless you have the exact thing that I have that I can transfer to. You know what I
And
mean?
if these
It seems
companies and all these kind of people suddenly say, "Oh, we're just gonna stop with all this," oh well, then you lose it, and all your money was spent on nothing.
Well, like a
I
major
mean,
chain here, Best Buy, they stopped selling Blu-rays
yeah.
back in 2004. And then remember NFTs? Whatever happened to those? They went missing. That was the dumbest thing
Exactly
ever.
like the title.
Yeah, yep.
It's
It was
gone.
popular for a while, and then bada bim, bada boom, it's gone. But
Yep.
yeah, also, so of course, with the Sony thing here, Sony recently informed its PlayStation consumers in the United Kingdom that they will no longer be able to watch previously purchased movies and TV shows from productions and distribution company Studio Canal as of September 1, First, sorry, affected customers will no longer be able to stream 151 titles, and that's a lot of titles, from the PlayStation Store. In a legal notice, first spotted by gaming news outlet PlayStation Lifestyle, Sony said that that affected customers will lose the ability to stream titles like Outrage, The Way of Yakuza, Paddington, Paddington 2, Pan's Labyrinth, Rambo 3, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, and The Boy in the Stripped Pajamas, due to their content licensing agreements. As of September, Sony will remove any affected titles that UK users bought from their PlayStation library per the notice. It's a lot of movies, man, and I don't know all the stuff they had there, but I think it's probably a lot
Well,
of good stuff they probably
the
had there.
total is actually going to be 500. Let me go. I'll give you a couple just names of some of the big names: Terminator 2, Total Recall, Hot Fuzz. That's funny. Apocalypse Now, Rambo: First Blood, the first one.
Yep.
Paddington 2, Moonlight, Evil Dead 2, which is a classic.
Yep.
So many other, and that's just a touch of some of the big names. Pan's Labyrinth, Titans, so many good ones. I'm like, these are, and you bought them. Oh well, tough. Just go buy them again. What?
Yep. Yeah, no, exactly. And it's possible that Sony may still make a deal with Studio Canal by September 1st, or even after. That would allow users to keep watching the content they bought. This happened in 2023 when Sony said it would have pulled 1,318 seasons of Discovery shows from customers' libraries, so that's a lot of stuff. A few weeks after its announcement, Sony said that it would not pull the content because it had updated its licensing agreements with Discovery. Still, after customers shouldn't keep their hopes up too high, Sony already pulled 314 Studio Canal titles from libraries in Germany and Austria in 2022. And more recently, Sony deleted people's Funimation digital libraries.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people out there also, especially if you live in Europe like me and Prismatics, in Norway here, we don't have a lot of anime stuff here, we don't have a lot of these kind of stuff anywhere, not even in the stores where you can buy Blu-rays and shows, whatever. They don't have that much. It's limited, and sometimes they say on their website that they can order it, but suddenly you get a message that they cannot get it either way. Yeah, that's how it works here. I've tried to order some stuff, and suddenly you get a message. No, you couldn't get it. So we in Norway rely, if you have like a PlayStation, you have an Xbox, whatever, you rely on like Funimation and Crunchyroll. And we used to have Funimation here too in Norway. I've seen it multiple times and everything, have used it and all that. But I remember one time I was going to use it, it was gone. And that's what they've been doing, So it's harder for people, especially in Europe, to find anime or anything animation like that. So, Sony just decided to, delete practically the whole shit, man. The whole library, everything. You could not even go into the app anymore. It just got no access.
They do something like that, and that's what makes me go, oh, you know what? You're never getting another dime from me for anything.
Yeah.
I'll buy everything now from your company used, and you won't get any of it.
Exactly.
Like, if I was ever thinking about like, oh, I want to get a PS3, it's like I will go out of my way now to get it from a used store.
Yeah.
And I'll buy I won't buy one digital. I won't download nothing from you, man. Because then it makes me go, oh, so Sony production music could just disappear off my library. They already kind of do that. Oh, these songs are available. These ones aren't. These movies are. These ones aren't. Anime
Ex-
specific. I'm
Exactly,
a.
and the same thing
I'm.
with music, from Spotify or iTunes
Mm-hmm,
or other
mm-hmm.
companies too. And I am an artist myself, and I make music, so I know a lot about at least the Spotify issues, because that's where I
So
mainly
goofy.
release my band's music. But I have a lot of other friends who also does music, and suddenly their stuff just gets removed for some kind of weird reason from their Spotify or iTunes, wherever they post it. Suddenly, music is suddenly just gone, and they did nothing wrong. Even the songs are not political or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just bada bim, bada boom, it is removed by these
Well,
companies, and they
I
lose.
always had
You know,
a one particular song that I would try and download over the years, and it'd be there, and it wasn't. And it's a very popular song. It's Dr. Dre's and Snoop Dogg's "Nothing But a G Thing," right?
exactly.
All
Yes, I know
kinds
the
of their
song.
other songs are on there, but for some reason, that one song would come on and disappear, and come back and disappear. And it's like I don't understand how a whole album can be on there, and then the most popular song on, it's like they pick
It's
and
just
choose.
gone.
It's yeah, and like I'm watching, because you were talking about anime, I'm watching One Piece. So I get up to
Yep.
episodes 877. Nobody has it anymore. Like the next episode I get to see is 1089.
Exactly.
Nobody has these seasons. I The only place I found them was on Pluto TV, and I have to watch it dubbed. Like I have to watch the closed caption, not dubbed. I have to watch original and read it, which is with
Yeah.
One Piece is kind of hard.
Yes. Exactly.
But there's
Exactly.
200 episodes that I like. Okay, I guess I have to figure it out.
Yeah, you have to. Sometimes that's why a lot of people go to the high seas to find stuff these days.
But
um.
yeah, that I don't understand the closing of the store, or even like I mentioned in the chat really early on. I was trying to find a game from 23, a
Hmm.
sports game,
Yes.
basically, right? And it's like, oh,
Exactly.
there's only two more games after it, and you just don't have it available at all. That's
Yeah.
Yep.
and I You could have made $20 off me.
Yeah.
But now I'm
Exactly.
gonna go buy it used now. Screw you guys. I mean,
Exactly. Exactly.
I'll get
And
it.
but yeah,
I'll still get it.
yeah, no, exactly.
Not
And a little bit
stopping me.
back to this, and so this happened also after it decided to merge the anime streaming service with Crunchyroll. And I'm gonna say this again: I'm not the biggest fan of Crunchyroll. I think their library is not that great. It's a lot of things missing. They have been
Yeah.
removing a lot of stuff, and yeah, it's a whole mess with Crunchyroll.
Well,
And
They
it
they
seems
are
used
to
to be
me in the
known
good.
to.
beginning it used to. Oh, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Didn't they used to be
Yeah, they
good? And
used
it
to.
seems like
Yeah.
They
everybody
used
just
to.
passed them up.
and
Okay.
f-
Yeah.
and for some damn reason, they are good at being hacked all the time. So
Oh,
I have stopped using Crunchyroll
yeah.
long time now, because they get
Yeah.
hacked all the time. I Every time I hear a news, they're like, oh, they're hacked again. Oh, something's wrong with Crunchyroll. Oh, it's hacked again. Okay, how do you guys get hacked like almost every other month? I do not understand, bro.
There's like one guy in a back office. God, keep fucking with me.
Yes,
Just
exactly. Yeah.
hacker versus hacker in the back room.
Yes, exactly. But Crunchyroll is unfortunately not great anymore. So it was really sad to see that they
Man.
did, just merge it with Crunchyroll and stuff like that. With that too, Sony has also been scaling down its digital store and stopped selling movie and show rentals and purchases in August 2021. Yes, I know, because it affected Norway too. I had a lot. I had a big library. There was a time that I did not have a lot of money, and I bought most movies and stuff on PlayStation when I could. And I lived in a small town. I didn't want to travel like 2 to 3 hours just to get something, and we did not have any good stores with films where I used to live. So I just decided to do most digital when I lived there. And I remember me and a friend of mine, we were gonna watch The Greatest Showman at the time, because he had not seen it and he wanted to see it, and yeah, my whole library was gone. Everything was gone, and I was pretty pissed.
You'd be mad about one thing. Hundreds of things. Oh God, dude.
Yeah. So again, this is something that Sony has done. And as we talked, they are now going to full digital release on the games. They pulled everything like movies, TV shows, and again, they're officially killing off the PS3 store, PS Vita, and all that. So we're just gonna go a little bit around the table with this topic before we get to our next one. And it's not PlayStation; it is Xbox. We're gonna get into the Xbox too. But Prismatics, so far, how do you feel about the whole situation of everything we have talked about with the PlayStation and Sony in general?
Well, I haven't been saying that as much as you guys, but I mean, you guys have been on point with stuff that it's a mess. I have no better way to describe it. I'm kind of curious.
That's simply said.
How it is going to evolve. Well, whatever. I have really nothing more to add.
No. Then we go to Tom before we go to Pata. So Tom, so far, last thoughts, how you feel about Sony and everything.
Because they don't like money.
I sent you something on Facebook. The domino one is the funniest one, and maybe you can show that to people. It's becoming a meme now. After so
oh yeah, I've seen a lot of the memes. Yeah,
there's one. It's Domino's Pizza saying, "We're not going to sell real pizzas anymore. We're going to sell digital pizzas." And the same with this other one, a controller company who makes controllers. They said, "We'll just send you a digital controller." Like, oh my gosh, people are making fun.
I'm just waiting for Tom. I'm just waiting for Tommy Wiseau, who created the film The Room. I'm just waiting for him to do a tweet. He's gonna start selling digital underwear to get rich.
He's smart. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, but it's just we knew it was going to happen. But again, it shouldn't have happened the way it is. There still should be physical. And believe it or not, people are starting to buy. Like I said, Blu-ray players are going up in price because people are buying it. To say that people don't want it, no, it's up hundreds of percent, if not even thousands. People are buying Blu-ray or Blu-rays and stuff, and people still want.
I'm one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
I buy steel covers, and everything. I'm really into steel covers. There's so many great ones. I am always on a collecting hunt all over where I can find great, steel covers and stuff like that for the Blu-ray. I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan, so I've been luckily getting a lot of different steel covers for the Mortal Kombat movies, and still looking for more. And right now I'm looking for more Blade Runner stuff that is like steel cover, everything. I'm a collector. I want all this. I want the physical media. I want these discs. I want everything of the physical, man.
That's like me. I want to get those. I will watch the long version of Rebel Moon once I get those, if I can get some money to save and buy them, because I want those big time. I'll watch it, but it's like, it's physical media. Yep. I'll have it. And we need physical media. It can't go away. It has to. So I'm hoping this will create something huge.
I can see if I can find a Halo for you.
Legislation needs to come in. It does need to happen. And governments need to step in, because, like I said, it was was it you or somebody else? I think it was I'm not sure, but it was Tim. That I think it was like years ago. The legislation now was way before pirating happened, internet. It needs to be updated. It needs to be updated for digital to physical media costs. Prices need to, they need to update the copyright laws to do that and to protect consumers, because you're not protecting consumers. We're not protected.
I'm going to say it like this. When it also comes to movies, and, at some point, this can be the case with digital, with movies. Yeah. It is with certain movies, certain TV shows are just digital, unfortunately. But I'm going to say it like this, is that if that happens more and more, I will go to these other independent companies that creates Blu-rays, and I will give them my money, and I will get the Blu-rays from them instead of this big techs, because I do not want to own everything physical when it comes to my movies and TV shows. I will go to the high seas. I will, find these independent makers out there who will give me a good product with a cool case for my Blu-ray, DVD, whatever it is.
I used to love buying TV set like Sanford and Son. That's really old, but I used to love it. I have the TV. WKRP, another one I bought the DVDs. MASH, I still got to get that one. I've seen that. It's like shows I loved, grew up on. I buy the DVD sets because I love these shows. It's like, yeah, and Red Dwarf, that was a newer one. They actually you can get those in DVD. They're supposed to release them on Blu-ray eventually, but I want the discs. I want to watch these shows when I can. I still got to get Night Court. That's a hard one to get, but I want to get that one too eventually. So yeah, I want these discs. So
same here, man. I want these discs. I want these covers, and for example, me and my wife, when we sit down here in the living room watching movies, we don't really use Netflix. We don't want to use much of these digital services. I have a big library. I buy a lot of, new movies, old movies, whatever. And we normally just put in, the disc. We sit down, have a great time either with the family or just me and her watching something, and have some quality time. No internet, no nothing, just a full break from all that. And before we get to the next article, Pat and Wannabe, your final thoughts on this?
Guess they don't like money. That's it. I mean,
yeah, they don't like
their
us.
Their answer was to go all digital. Then they realized, oh, we need way more servers to hold all this stuff.
Yeah,
they shot themselves in the foot, man. So
think about
now they're doing layoffs. They're doing all this. Could they not redistribute those people and go, okay, we're going to do a hard merchandise division. Get over there, guys.
And think about this again, all the problems that can happen with servers, all the glitches, everything, and suddenly it's down. And bada bim, bada boom, you can't do anything,
I've had friends that work in IT, and servers are far from being perfect, and they can go down, and
and I guess that's why I understand, like, that's why you'll have a show on a service and then it won't be there for a while. It just goes away. It's like, why couldn't you just keep it? And it's like, they don't have the room. What
exactly?
And the whole idea that percentages have to be bigger every year. The dollar doesn't matter as if it's negative at all. It's like, oh, sorry, you won't take 49 billion this year. I don't know what they're doing it to themselves, and we're fighting back the way we know how. We're not going to them anymore.
The wallet talks.
I mean,
the wallet talks.
That's just it.
And I have a feeling, we have the rumors, we're not going to go through the article, but, Tom, you brought up this earlier to me privately. And that is, Microsoft, aka also Xbox, is also, there's a rumor that they are going the same way. And I will say that, I think they will. It's already there.
They will. Well, just on a quick note, I'll give you the quick part. They're developing a program where you can use your, I think it's Xbox One and then the next generations to insert your disc that you do on there. At least that's better than what PlayStation, and it'll go to your store and it'll become a digital copy. So your discs previous will become digital, but the newer, the Helix, I think it is, that'll be just
Project Helix.
Project Helix. It's going to be no discs, because the fact that they're going to be saying you can take your discs in your current systems, I think it's not going to be 360. They're not going that far back, but anything from the Xbox One on, you can take your discs. They're developing a program, your physical discs, and it'll turn into digital, and then they'll put it onto the store or whatever, and then you'll own it. So that's good, but that also proves they're going all digital. That's pretty much just saying, it's going to be all digital. So yeah.
Yeah,
I
and I
So
don't
know.
want to
that
do that either, man.
the idea is you put the disc in, you digitally transfer it, and then you can play it without having to put your disc in.
Supposedly, yeah. Anything
Because
you own from
that's
the
Yeah,
it's
previous
like,
one.
well, that's all I have to do now. It's like that's what I do now. Even though it's digitally on there, I still have to put the stupid disc in the machine.
Yeah, well, like
And it's
any
like, well,
new
it's not
game.
digital then. But
Well,
you
the
know
new
what that
game is going to
is?
be. Yeah.
Because I noticed that with Grand Theft Auto 5. It's like, oh, your digital version is not what I have on my disc.
Mm,
You're giving me the upgraded version.
yeah. Yeah.
So if you
yep,
changed anything in the game, I won't see it anymore.
yep,
No,
Some of
exactly.
the levels do look a little different, and it's like if you want that original way without all the online stuff, it's like you have to like not down, you know what I mean? Like
Mm,
some games are like that. You're getting the upgraded which is, you may want the upgraded version, but the game does change. Like maybe some levels not there anymore,
yeah. Yeah.
yep,
So
yep.
it's just
No,
it
exactly.
can be good and it can be bad. Like with movies, digital copies, what they're showing on stream a lot of times is not what the original theatrical version is. Like you're getting some
Yeah, no,
director
exactly. Because
cut or some version.
we had this whole thing. We used Disney as a good example. What they did with the digital version of the movies, where they censored a lot of stuff and they changed
Mm.
stuff, and also advertising stuff in their movies. That's old movies and everything, but they changed a lot of stuff. And as a collector too, and I have a good friend of mine. Um, his name is Stig. He's from Norway, a great guy. He's a big collector of physical media. So he collected, some older movies. I don't remember the names, but I remember him raging about what he said is that one of the movies that he bought, it's a classical movie. I just can't remember the name off the top of my tongue right now. But when he watched it, it was so edited and censored, and that was a new release of that movie, and it was fully censored and edited. It was not the original version anymore. So
That's
that's a problem
crazy.
also with certain Blu-rays and DVDs that you can get these days, especially Blu-rays, is that if you want something, you should try to look for the older version of certain movies, like older discs or whatever, because
Mhm.
certain movies can be easily edited and they will sell you a censored product of that kind of movie.
E.T.
A good
Yes.
example I'll bring in because I love Destiny. You can, if you put in Destiny and don't update it from the original disc, you can still hear Peter Dinklage's voice because he was the original Ghost. But then he got removed. It was updated. If you update it, you won't ever get to hear it again. So that's kind of cool. But you'll only end up playing the tutorial because it's an online game. So, but yeah. And now one thing about updates, as long as you initially update it, that'll stay on your save files if I'm not mistaken. So as long as you've updated it once and whatever the current update, then I think you'd be safe. And they're not, the updates aren't too big usually. Well, the newer Call of Duty ones are huge, I guess. But it's yeah, the original game wasn't on the disc. The discs are broken. Like we were going, as Chris said, you said earlier, the days where you own the game, put it in the cartridge, bam, there, that was the game. It was never broken because they couldn't do that nowadays. And
Mm-hmm.
it's just ridiculous. So yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no, it is the unfortunate future of physical media, digital, and everything. Just like when Disney censored because they saw a butt crack in an old movie, and they had to censor that because that was apparently really bad, just for a little butt
Crack
crack.
kills.
Wait, what movie was that?
I don't remember the name of the movie right now. It was back in the day. They censored
Yeah.
something because they saw a butt crack and it's like that's
Oh,
not good.
well,
That's offensive. That's bad. I'm like,
I
how?
mean, if it
How
was
is
Disney, I mean, Disney's been censoring their old movies, and in a way, I get it, but at the same time, why? I mean,
and the funny thing too,
it's
George Lucas
Message.
likes to alter his movies, right?
Hmm.
Disney likes to alter his movies too, so they altered his versions again with A New Hope. There was not just George Lucas who altered certain things on the movies. Disney did too.
Yeah, no, it's just we're not gonna. They're gonna alter things and stuff, and we don't have rights to the originals. And like I said, Blade Runner took forever to come out on Blu-ray, so I
Yes.
couldn't even see that the theatrical version. It's like finally they released it, but it took 20, 30 some years, and it finally was released. Yeah, you can watch the international, which is my favorite version. But yeah, no, it's just physical media still has to exist. But and if it doesn't, legislation needs to come out anyway, because again, we shouldn't be paying full price for this because we don't own it. So, and we can go in
Exactly.
deeper of like Steam is kind of okay, but they have issues. You can play 2 hours of the game and then return, get your friend, which I think that's ridiculous. GOG is the best. You at least own your game. I don't know how they're going to keep that up, but you supposedly own the license to the game, so they'll have to give it
Yeah.
to you no matter what happens. That's why I moved a lot of my wish list over to GOG, even though they're very limited in what they
Yeah.
have. So, but Steam
Exactly. And
is,
and I want to talk a little bit about that's a good thing, with Steam. They have their goods, they have their bads, and I agree with that. The 2 hour thing, I that is so stupid. Because
yeah.
one thing that happened to me, and sometimes too, their server stuff does not work when certain games suddenly glitches and you can't play the game, and it's like you try everything to make it work, but it still doesn't work. So this is what happened to me. A lot of games that they have converted to the Steam, they don't effing work. So one particular game was the last Soul Calibur. Not the greatest game, I played it later on the Xbox, but
What was that?
I
Soul
bought it
Calibur
for
19?
So it was the last Soul Calibur that did so bad that they have not made a new Soul Calibur. A lot of reasons why, understandable, but so they have converted the whole game into the Steam, and I was one of the people that got this issue. I was not the only one, but I was one of the people that unfortunately got this error and issue, and I did everything that Steam says you're gonna do. I did everything that people have been trying to do to make it work. So according to Steam, it says that I've been playing over 2 hours when I've not even played the damn game because I could not connect to the game or get into the game. It was one time I got in and then it crashed. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? I did not get to play. I did not get to do anything. And it says, oh, you'll play 2 hours. And I tried to refund it and explain the situation with the glitch, with the error and everything. And all I got back, no, you can't refund it. You played over 2 hours.
See, one thing about there too. Like, I just bought Squadrons on Steam. It was $5. Can you bet? Because I ended up having to sell my PS4 version of the disc, the Star Wars Squadrons. That took forever to get working because new hardware, different thing. You got to do this. You got to make it administrator. You got to do that. I'm like, I just spent like an hour's time just trying to get it to run. So there, you lost 1 hour. Like, I only got an hour left before I can return it. If I don't, no,
Yep,
that's
exactly.
I don't like. Yeah, yeah.
And so that is one of the big oopsies, one of the really red flags with Steam that I wish they would change and do something about. I think one of the few things that I will say is positive, at least after you buy a game and it is removed from the store, at least you can still have it on download. You can still download it. You still keep the game at least. I have the Deadpool game that came out back in the day. A game that got removed, added back, and removed again, and then added back, and removed in stores,
Oh,
and never
yes.
came back.
I had the disc version for PS4 and 3 because I love that game. It was like $100 I got for it because it's such a hard game. But yeah, it's almost impossible. You can't get it on stores right now and digitally because it's
No,
frustrating.
that's one of the games you cannot get. If you find it, in physical media to the platform you have, well, that's great. If you are lucky to find it, it's a really hard game to find. But since I lost the game, I didn't lose it, but when it got removed from Steam, at least I still keep the game. I still have the game. I can still download it and play it. So at least, that's one positive, even though I don't like all the stuff that they do, but, it's at least something.
Well,
But if they
just
decide to remove it, they can, but
Well, quick note here. I like this actually. This chicken. They released this GOG, the one still the best one. They said even if a game vanishes from the GOG storefront, it never leaves your library. This is how purchase games should work. Even if the game vanishes from the GOG
Yeah, you should own
storefront,
it, you know.
never
Even if it's
leaves.
digital,
Exactly
you should own it.
the way digital ownership should be, and that's GOG just downing on that. Like, and that's why I move a lot of my list over to there now for digital. So yeah.
Yeah.
I
At least
I
they're
don't
more
have the
serious about
computer
it.
games. I just do the console, but everything I buy, because I'm on the Game Pass, so you have a chance to earn rewards. So I take full advantage of that every month. I look at it like a rebate. Like, oh, you're gonna give me money back that I can spend? Okay, I'll buy stuff. But I only have so much memory on my system. I easily own more games now digitally than I ever wanted to. But if you're gonna keep giving me quote unquote free games, I'm gonna take advantage of it. But if I take
Yeah.
them off, if I take them out of my memory, they're still in my own games. You know, you're supposed to be able to download them again whenever you want. But I always worry about it. I'm always thinking, okay, cross fingers. Hopefully this game comes back.
Yeah.
Like, even though I've bought
Exactly.
it, it's like I fully expect them to like just not, oh, it's corrupted now. You don't have it. Whatever happened, there's so much that can happen. And it's like, I fully expect it to at some point,
Yeah, and
Well,
I'm also
obviously,
gonna
I
use
don't.
I'm gonna add in also because Marvel, Disney Marvel, they have this phone app where you can buy digitally comics. Well, not buy anymore, but they used to have buying. Now you have to rent because you can't own it. But they used to have so you could buy comics. I used to use it back in the day, and you did not own it either way. I remember this one comic I bought. That was X-Men Gold, the first one, and you had some debacle because suddenly, the writer he added in something that they did not like, and it was terrible. So they had to so they removed the comic, right? Even though and then they removed the comic that you have bought with your own money, right? So you don't own it apparently, but they removed it for everybody. And then when it come back, the comic came back to the store. They didn't give you back the comic that was updated by removing all the stuff that he added in. You had to physically buy it again on the store, full price. And after many years, when they had this app, suddenly they went fully, you have to pay monthly and
Yeah.
rent this site instead with the app. And yeah, I stopped using that a long time ago, but that's what they did. So again, we have there too with the comics.
I
But
think I remember that.
to what you said, Pat, I'm adding in like you're a console more than a PC. I used to be
Yeah.
too. And the only games PC I used to play are big box games. I don't, everybody remembers those, the big PC box games. But now, pretty much anything you can play on console is on PC now, and especially on
I
Steam.
know. I'll get that eventually, but the since the computer went down last year, and it's like, well, that'll probably be the next sensible thing, unless I come across like a console at a steal. I'm not gonna.
No,
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
why
so
spend
exactly,
$500,
yes.
$600, $700? It's like I would just get the computer
yeah.
because
No,
it's
I
still
good
have my
and
I still
like you
have my-
said, almost everything. I just want those old things around so I can
And-
continue to play.
and again,
I have
a
a
lot of
modded
compute.
PS3 under my thing and stuff. But you
Cheater.
know why
Yeah.
I moved over to PC? Just a quick note. Do you know why I moved over? I played Destiny, Leo. I love Destiny. I moved over
Mhm.
because you had to pay monthly for the PS, plus. And it's like,
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
can-
yeah.
you can play free on. That's one thing about PC over
Yeah.
consoles. You can play free online. Online,
Mhm.
they got to stop that charging for the online stuff, like to play online, because it's free on PC. I can play with other people on PC for free. It's like,
Mhm.
that's so good. That's why
It's just
maybe I
different
moved over.
tools.
Yeah,
See, and
exactly.
consoles used to make sense, and now they're so expensive they don't.
Yeah.
It's like, why would I invest that much money in something that can only play these?
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
not like the
and like I
libraries
said,
are growing with great games like they used to. We're
And
getting
you have to pay
seldom
your
good
monthly
games.
fees to play online, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, it's
Yes,
Yeah.
it is so stupid, and like I said, with the Xbox also going up with the prices, and
Yes.
the new the PS5 is still high in price, and the new consoles are gonna be heavily expensive. And again, like I said, you can find a used PC out there that is as strong as these consoles or even stronger. It's like I
Yeah.
said, my PC, yeah, it's a cheap PC, but it's strong as F, man. It's
Well, and you can
practically
easily
a
find
PlayStation 4.
something used that you can upgrade. That's the
Yeah.
thing with PCs
Exactly.
is they can be
Exactly.
upgraded, and that's the big difference. Right now, I'm worrying about, wow, I wish I knew how to clean my systems on the inside because I'm sure they're dirty, and I want them to last.
Mm.
Yep. And it's even harder on the consoles if you're gonna clean. I've cleaned a couple of
Hmm.
consoles and it's a little bit harder, but the PC, easy way to clean. You
Yep.
know, as if you know how to do it, it's easy. It's not the hardest thing to build either. Um, so yeah, as you said, you're straight on the point. You can upgrade it. You buy a used one that is maybe not the best, and then you find other equipments. You upgrade it, and bada bim, bada boom. You have a strong, strong PC. You can game whatever you want on it. You can watch whatever you want on it to the 4K level. You know, and you
That's
don't
what I
waste
did
your
like
money
about
on a
that
full.
old N64 when they made that little upgrade. It wasn't
Mm.
much. It was only
Yeah.
like 4 bits or whatever, but I
Oh, you mean
noticed
the
it on the
little piece
games.
you put inside? I used to.
Yeah, the
Oh yeah,
little chip
yeah, yeah,
upgrade or processor upgrade. It was like a N68 now.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. And before we continue with anything else, I do want to say hail to my good friend who's also over on Twitch, who's currently also live reacting to music and stuff like that. Such a
Nice.
fun guy. It's always fun, watching him reacting to music and stuff like that. And I like to send him some weird stuff sometimes just for fun. And he also has reacted to our music, a great guy. So if you are someone who are on Twitch, please go and subscribe to him. He is, an OG, fantastic guy on Twitch. I love the guy. He's cool. So, give him a follow. Give him a follow. Love the guy. So thank you for joining in, bro. I see you are watching us from Twitch right now. So shout out to you, bro. Ah. So yeah, we are gonna get into some other stuff. Other than, yeah, it's also PlayStation related, but it's a game that's coming out. And he responded, "Wow, thanks, man. No worries, brother. No worries, man. Always love to watch your shows, man. And I want you to serve a lot more followers. So, people, come on, go and subscribe to him,
Does
man.
he react to all music or a certain
All
genre? Or,
music,
oh, so there's a lot of
all
stuff.
genre.
Does he take on like suggestions? I do watch some music reaction channels.
Oh yeah, so what you do is that you send the link in the chat, and he will react to it.
Hmm. I think it's
Yeah,
funny. I like the biggest one these days I watch is people who thought Eminem sucked, but they've never heard any of his songs.
yep,
And then it's like, oh,
Seriously?
you're stupid. Yeah, they're like Eminem. It's just
yeah.
Eminem hater, but that's the train to jump
Yeah,
on right now. You know.
I remember it was one guy who reviewed our music on Twitch there with my band, and he said I use too much distortion effects on my voice, and I tried to explain him that the screaming
It's like
technique that
no.
I do is that I can use distortion in my own effing voice. I do not need effects to make it distorted. And the reason I do with my own voice is that I don't need to use 100 layers to make it sound powerful. Because I
Talent.
love a lot of I exactly. Like again, there's a lot of metal bands that I love, a lot of deathcore, black metal, whatever, and I always tend to go back to their old music because they didn't use 100 layers to sound amazing. So a lot of the
Hmm.
bands I still listen to, is they still come up with great music, but the problem I all the time hear, they have 100% layers, layers, layers. I'm like, dude, you have to
Oh
stop
yeah.
layering everything. It's like, yes, I can understand you do some deeper screams that you layer with, like a second voice on certain parts. But when you have like one of my favorite bands out there, I love their old stuff. Yes, I do love their re-recorded version of their album. It's called The Browning. The band, fantastic guy, used the same technique as me. But what I hear on his new re-recorded of the album, The problem I have is that it's too many layers on his vocals, and I know he sounds great without, 3, 4, 5 layers on the vocals.
Yeah, I remember they getting so much. It's like, oh, they're singing with themselves. Okay, I remember when that kind of
Yeah.
changed, and it was like, oh wait, he's like layered for that. Yeah, like who the Metallica was one of the. I was like, oh, he doesn't sound like that at all.
Yep.
When you hear some of the bands, it's like hardly anybody sounds the same. Everybody had so much engineering going on.
Yep. But yeah, other than music, and shout out to him, fantastic guy.
That's awesome though.
Um, but yeah, we're gonna wait a little bit with the article because I saw Tom is BRB. So yeah, we talk a bit about music, and yeah, the layer stuff is something I've talked a lot about. I'm in a band. We have Ophir's, my band, and I do not like to layer my vocals so much. It's like I might use a little layer on certain parts of the song to get the powerful imph, get a little powerful in
Mm-hmm.
the certain places in the song where I want it to be sound more powerful. But other than
Mm-hmm.
that, I barely use any layering. And so it's just so fun that the guy was like, "Oh, you use too much this and this," and I'm just like, "Bro, I have videos of me doing live screaming where I can show you how to do the technique I do to get that voice." So yeah, that
He's
was a lot
non-believer,
of
non-believer, flat earthers.
yeah,
What are you gonna do?
exactly. Yeah, and it's a lot of. I talked about this on when we did our first stream, but when we came back to the show here, is I've been watched a lot of people on Twitch who react to music, and they always want the 100% studio sound perfect vocals and beats and stuff like that, and I'm like I'm a old school metalhead when it comes to black metal, doom metal, old school deathcore. We go back to the MySpace era and before MySpace era of metal, and and old school punk. And one thing they all have in common is that the vocals and the beats are not 100% studio clean, because that's the damn point of that music. If it sounds too clean, it's overproduced. I do not like the overproduced. I like to have the little uncleanness in the music to make it raw and real.
I remember kind of my first realization with that. I was at a little bar where several bands were playing that night, known and unknown, and like a veteran band would go on and they'd just crush it, and then the
Yeah.
tech would come up and have to set up the mics and stuff for the next band, and he'd be like, these damn kids, dude, I've never had to hook so many switches up in my life. And I was like, what is he talking
Exactly,
about?
yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's the drummer's timing, so he's cheating the
Yes.
whole time. I was like, that's
Yes.
bullshit, man. Tell him to practice. But then
remember
I
Rogan.
realized, and it was like, wow, okay. And then you start realizing people are lip syncing and all this kind of stuff. It's like, whoa, dude. The greatest bands are the greatest because they play everywhere all the time 100%.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why these other, I can't say the Rolling Stones and like Aerosmith aren't over. I don't know what they sound like live anymore, but I know they're doing a lot more than that guy. I can't remember that guy. Who's the guy that sings "Big Girls Don't Cry"? Have you seen what they're doing to this poor man in Vegas? He's so old he can barely move his lips, and they're having him lip sync to original like song, the
Yeah, I know what
original
you mean.
track, and then they've got live backup singers behind him. It's like, no, dude, that's just wrong. That's why you don't overproduce.
Nathan doesn't overproduce. That's why I always like Bruce Dickinson. He's still the same live
Oh my
as he was years
goodness.
ago, And I remember roadieing. You mentioned that. Funny, by the way, funny you mentioned MySpace. I was talking about somebody who's like, I still have my MySpace. But
MySpace. Who's your
yeah,
top
I
seven?
used yeah, exactly. I used to roadie back in high school, and the guy had a 50-piece drum set. Man, that was a pain in
Oh
the ass to
my
set up.
god,
Oh, but
dude.
I was like setting up all the equipment. It's like, oh yeah. But I mean, they were talented guy. He's a
50.
great drummer, and it was like, wow, that was fun times. But yeah,
How would
nowadays.
you even work that in? Oh my god.
I know, right?
That's so much. That had to
It
be more
was.
than one kid. Like he could do that all that
Oh yeah, he
at
made his own.
once.
His family was musicians, and he created this 50-piece drum
Bongos?
set.
Really? Bongos? All right. Triple.
Yep.
Never seen a
But
triple hi hat. Wow.
yeah, we are gonna get into this article right here, and it is about the new Wolverine game that practically everybody who's read the leaks at the time when it came out and saw all the footage, like me, I'm gonna say it like this: I still have everything on my other computer when it comes to that, and they're still going for the same story. That is shit. I already know how it's gonna end and how it is. I already knew there was not gonna be official X Men in the game, and
Well, yeah.
yeah, the
That's not a
lore is
given.
all over the place.
So it's new Wolverine, not
But
old Wolverine.
yes,
Okay.
and that is that Insomniac removed the men in X-Men. They did what they said they were gonna do.
So it's just Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right.
So of
That's why I
course,
still collect the old ones.
and I saw the trailer to the game. I see a lot of people rave about it. Oh my god, it looks so amazing. Oh, blah blah blah. And for me, who's already seen half of the trailer with the leaks and seen a lot of the footage and read the whole script to the game, that is unfortunately the real script that they had for the whole game. Unfortunately, because they were stupid enough to confirm it with other games they cancelled because of it. Yes. So it's not the X-Men of Wolverine that you really remember. Everybody's praising the game for the R rating. And I always say this. Well, I had my Wolverine game back in the day, the good Wolverine Origins, the game.
That was a good
That
game.
game, and that already did the R rating thing that this game is trying to do. So I always go back to that they did it first and they succeeded on this. Not with this one, I'm sorry. But Insomniac has finally done what short-sighted Marvel exclusive have been trying to do for years with its new Wolverine game. Take the word men out of X-Men. Yeah, there were talks about that in the leak.
They
I
did
know.
that. They did that though. X Factor, X Force, X, all of them.
Yeah, right. Should be X-Women, right?
Yeah.
If you see the Dark Phoenix movie, right? That's where the X-Woman is from. And no, does that mean you're Ellen Page?
Ouch. Nah, she could play he could play Nightcrawler now.
Yeah, right. But they may have had some help from Kim Blair, Sweet Baby Inc. We all remember Sweet Baby Inc., right? That was a big thing. They were involved in many games, and why it became quote unquote the woke.
That's why we're in this thing we're in now.
Yes. So for
Well, not
years,
why,
some
but-
Marvel's most prominent exclusive and creatives has openly questioned whether the X-Men name still fits the modern audience. You know, the beautiful modern audience. The good term, modern audience.
Well,
Yep.
who buys more comics? Let's go. Let's start there.
Not many, right? It's like the
It's still
comics that
probably
I
more
have.
men than women.
Yeah, and most comics that I own is second-hand owned. So,
Yeah, true.
and it's older stuff, you know, not the new stuff. So fans saw it in Dark Phoenix, the last X-Men movie they came out with, where where a much mocked line suggested that the team should be called X-Women. You should probably get Elliot Page in there too, then, because she's an X-woman.
Spelled different.
Not biologically, she still
Nope.
is. But anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
and,
zing.
and
No.
Ellen Page likes to talk about how hard it is to be a man sometimes. Yeah, she knows everything, how it is to be a man and how hard it is. Yeah,
Yeah, no.
exactly. And they saw it again when a former Marvel Studios exclusive, Victoria Alsano, publicly argued that the X-Men name felt outdated because of the roster includes female heroes. Again, they have not understand the term X-Men. It's not because it's men, but okay. Now, a newly surfaced explanation of Insomniac Games' upcoming Marvel's Wolverine has many fans wondering whether the mindset has finally made its way into gaming. According to creative director Marcus Smith, the X-Men simply does not exist in the world of Marvel's Wolverine. Instead, Logan's history is tied to a group called Team X. We already have a Team X in the comics. Insomniac says there are no X-Men in Wolverine. While discussing the game's setting, Smith explained that Insomniac is building its own version of Marvel's Mutants Corner, its own unique take on the world. I have read the leaks. I have seen a lot of what happened in the leaks, and they try to say it's like a unique take on the universe. It is not. It's like a modern Marvel comic. There's nothing unique or anything about it. It's the same stuff we have seen before, unfortunately. So it is what it is with that. And as such, we are putting it in the modern times. You can still put it in the modern times and still make a great story of Wolverine and the X-Men. Easy. But of course, they don't want to do that. But the X-Men do not exist. The X-Men are not in our game. Where do we start in Logan has been around for a while. He's been a part of a team called Team X. And again, there is a whole lore of Team X. Read the comics and you understand about it and shit like that. But again, he also has his famous Wolverine suit from the comics, but it's still not part of any, X-Men. Just Team X. Face value, that sounds like a major departure from the traditional Wolverine lore. Yeah, he's not part of X-Men anymore, and X-Men apparently is not there yet. And again, the whole story is just a modern Marvel comic, nothing unique. But then Smith, he talked about, of course, what Team X actually is, calling them a group of mutants who go all in around the world to save other mutants who are in danger. Practically what X-Men does. Get them to the school, save them, teach them how to use their powers, become heroes. You guys know the whole normal story of X-Men? And the description immediately caught the attention of longtime Marvel fans because, essentially, what X-Men have done for decades. Yeah, just what I said. That's what X-Men has done for ages. But, it's a unique take on Wolverine, people. Remember, it's a unique take, they say. Where you don't, Professor X is not there, Cyclops, Storms, many other characters, Yeah. You have Jean Grey, though, who is not part of X-Men either. And their story in the game from the real leaks. Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the leaks because most people who have talked about the leaks at the time, they got shut down on YouTube or the video got blocked. But it's really messed up and stupid. That's all I'm gonna say. Whether under Professor X, Cyclops, Storm, and numerous other leaders, the central premise has remained largely unchanged. Mutants working together to protect and assist other mutants while navigating a world that often fears them. So again, the team is just X-Men with not the men. Which raises simple question. If Team X is a group of mutants traveling around the world to rescue mutants in danger, how exactly is it different from X-Men? For many fans, the answer appears to be that it isn't. And here we go. Team X already exists in Marvel Comics. It does. Another factor makes Smith's explanation more confusing for long-time Marvel readers. Team X already exists in Marvel lore. Historically, Team X was a converted Black Ops unit connected to Weapon X. So if you are a Marvel fan, you know about Weapon X, how Wolverine became Wolverine, what team he was in before X-Men, and where he was with Sabretooth and various other characters. Yeah. Rather than a global thwarting mutant rescue organization, over the years the roster included characters such as Wolverine, Sabretooth, Maverick, Silver Fox, John Roth, with the group carrying out clandestine missions for the government agencies. So again, they work for government. And the Team X in this game is not the government, they are X-Men without the men. So far, how do you guys feel about that?
I'll let everyone go first.
Tom, start with you.
Honestly, I have nothing. I'm so over this kind of stuff nowadays. I don't even think about it. I'm gonna, if I play the game, I'll play it. I don't care for the story because they want us to get mad nowadays. I'm tired of Disney's BS. I'm tired of DC's BS. They want to change stuff. Look at Supergirl. Oh, I'm queer. Blah blah. Oh, shut up. And I'm tired of all of it. I just want to enjoy a good game. The game itself the physics look good because, like I said, it's similar to like the Spider-Man series, which they play well. They play good. They're fun games to play. But the story, I'm just not going to pay attention. I'm tired of it. I just don't want it to get me. I'm tired of let's change this. Let's do whatever. I can't let it bother me because I'd be angry all the time. I'm just like, whatever. They're doing it everywhere now. It's like, I just try not to think because I just want to enjoy what I enjoy. I'm tired of being angry of stupid things. It's like, yeah, whatever. I can't care anymore.
You don't want the modernization of everything that they're doing.
Yeah, I just don't care. Exactly. I got the PS3 Wolverine game. I forget that it was based after the movie. That was fun. That was gory. That was amazing. So
that's a good game.
Would I go back and play this? It looks cool. I'm not going to say it doesn't look cool. The physics, the gameplay, the storyline might be garbage, but then sometimes I just zone the story out and just play the physics and see how good it plays as a game. But but as for the story, I where they're going to go. I don't care. Just I can't care anymore because comics have been ruined, movies have been ruined, Star Wars, Marvel, DC. I just can't. So
yeah. But men are offensive, though.
Oh, like I said, yeah, that's why. Look at the Supergirl. Supergirl, like I said, we'll bring that up. And man, she's not involved with the man. She's going to be in the queer. Shut up. That's stupid. Stop. And that's why that bombed at the box office because you're not catering to fans anymore. But
the movie did not go well in Norway either. Most people just said, it's fun to see Jason Momoa.
I haven't even seen the scenes, and but yeah, I'll maybe grab it when it comes available elsewhere somehow, if you know what I mean. But besides that, yeah, no, I wouldn't give it 2 cents.
No, exactly. So, what about you, Pris? If you're still awake, that's my question. Are you awake, Pris?
We might have lost him.
Wait, I hear sawing logs in the background.
Yeah. No, I will say this to our new audience, too, who has been here. There is a normal thing with Prismatics that he falls asleep sometimes on our shows. At least it's not his own show like back in the day. Me and a good friend, Animas, we were doing a stream on Prismatic's channel. and he attempted to fall asleep on his own show. So me and Mas, we decided we will keep the show running, and luckily I could end the stream at some point.
That's funny.
So that is funny, and we
that
heard a
goes to
lot of
me.
snoring.
Guess that goes to me. Okay.
So I will just put him in the back room then.
Let's see. Well, Wolverine games I don't think should have X-Men in them because it's Wolverine's game. Just like Wolverine's comics. Wolverine went to the X-Men.
Yep.
The X-Men don't go to Wolverine. Oh, you're leaving her here?
Yeah.
Give me. Okay, no problem. Sorry. Dog sitting.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I have. It's like this article. I don't know if I read the same one or I read something, and I was like, duh. The whole time, like, you're telling us stuff that doesn't even need to be said. Wolverine.
Exactly.
The only reason the X-Men
should be a standalone game about him.
The only reason X-Men would be in a Wolverine game or a Wolverine comic or whatever, it would be very seldom or some kind of commercial tie-in. It's not. It wasn't to keep Wolverine. You know what I mean? Wolverine has its own fandom. It was like that even when they were written. Wolverine was not always there with the X-Men, but Wolverine was always in his own book, and he was never doing X-Men stuff in his book. He always had his own thing going on.
And even when he's with the X-Men, he's doing his own thing a lot of times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what they should have done with this game, other than what they are doing, I wish I could talk more about the leaks with not getting shut down, but what they could have done with this story is, you focus on, a background story before he joins X-Men, or a side quest of his own story. Maybe he will mention X-Men. Maybe they will call out to him, but he has his own story going on right there of whatever it is. If it's a fight with Sabretooth or some other characters, whatever. But there's a lot of things you can do. But they decided not to do this with this game. They want to introduce the terrible Jean Grey and her story and him, and there's no X-Men. And I would say one thing from the leak is that since they said it was true, and if they still continue doing this, is that he's not gonna end up joining the X-Men, even though there is no X-Men in general, but he's not gonna join them. He's gonna end up like Old Man Logan with no team with them.
And I think they're being awfully hopeful that they think this series will last that long. I mean, you can, like you're saying, pre-X-Men, no problem. He was with a government organization outside of Weapon X. They were called Alpha Squad. I don't know what did they do? Oh, they helped mutants all over their area, And if you have it, the reason why all the X teams came about is because we were catering to each region, right? But it would make sense that there would be like a world X team, a United Nations team. You know what I mean? All this stuff to me makes sense. The whole fact that they're trying to make Logan not a mean guy. Like we're trying to get him on a good guy level. And it's like, Wolverine is Wolverine. That's why we like him. He doesn't save people. He goes on missions. He doesn't go on we need to run and help. There's wrongdoing in Qatar, I mean, it's
exactly.
It wasn't.
I would have loved a game where you just go back in. Exactly. I would love a game when you go back in the days before X-Men, discover more of his backstory, and I would love a game like that. And then if you want to build up to X-Men, you perfect end it, that he joins X-Men, or they meet him and ask him to join the team. Bada bim, bada boom. You have a good setup to a new game where he joins the team. Easy.
Now, I don't get the hate on Jean, though. I like Jean. Jean is one of the most powerful mutants in the universe. So, I mean,
it's in this game. It's in this game. That's the reason.
I don't know. I just will I play it? It looks cool. I'm gonna say it does look cool, and it looks violent. He does look violent still, slicing people up, and it's not censored. So I mean that part kind of interests me. Like ooh, but it's just I don't know. I don't know. So yeah.
I mean, that was
Yeah.
always
No,
the
I
joke. They
get you.
want X-rated or mature game, right? I mean, that was the
Yeah.
joke when they first put Wolverine on the screen. It sounded like he was stabbing people, but his blades were shiny, clean. But they made sure they got those sound effects in there. It's like, you know what he's doing. It's like, yeah, you guys
Exactly.
are the ones making it not R-rated. He's an R-rated character. He's a mature audiences only.
Put it this way. I'm going to use another R-rated version of him that was released. I now know you weren't the biggest fan of it, but I love the Deadpool movie, and Wolverine
so
got to
good.
be Wolverine in that, and I was like, just like Ryan said or Deadpool said, lazy writing, multiverse. This is what this is. It's the
Yeah,
multiverse.
yeah.
It's a multiverse, and it's just
Even though I'm not fan of the movie in general, it's still better than 90% of the MCU these days.
oh, I thought it was Chef's
Yeah.
Kiss, mwah. And it was just yeah. It's like um, uh,
I will
now
never forgive them too. Also, when they killed Sabretooth in that movie, I will, spoiler, it's been out for a while, but I did not like that part because it makes no damn sense as a fan of these characters. So
You should have given
we
me a
were
battle
waiting
at
to,
least.
yeah, give us a whole
Yeah.
damn battle. But other than that, of course, in other words, Team X has existed in Marvel Comics for decades, bears little resemblance to the version Smith described. That's what makes the explanation so puzzling. Insomniac isn't simply replacing X-Men with another established Marvel team. Instead, it appears to be taking the name of an existing Marvel group and attaching it to the concept that sounds much like the traditional role of X-Men themselves. Exactly.
And that puts
Mutant.
us in the same boat that we were in every other time they tried to redo the X-Men. That's not the right team.
Yep, and also in the comics, the time when Jean Grey made Iceman gay.
Well, let's just wait and see. Don't forget, we still have Doomsday or whatever coming out. What are they going to do with the mutants there? I'm still scared. So
Kill them.
It's like.
We're gonna see Patrick Stewart, as Professor X die again.
Yeah.
He's gonna probably die again. A team of mutants traveling around the world to help mutants in danger has been one of the defining pillars of the X-Men's franchise for generation. For many fans, the only reinforcing perspective that Insomniac has effectively recreated the X-Men under a different name while discarding the word men from the title. And back in the day, if you remember, Marvel has been wrestling with the X-Men name for years because, Disney took over and, the men was outdated because when they hear men, they only think about men and, men are bad, toxic, and, it's all gonna be trans or women or whatever they want.
So crazy.
The reason
it's
this
dying
announced...
slowly, thank goodness, but...
Yeah. The reason this announcement landed so differently than a typical continuity change is because Marvel has a history with this particular topic. Back in 2019, Dark Phoenix featured a scene in which Mystique suggested perhaps the team should be renamed X-Women.
Yes!
The explanation for that is because women, are the ones who saves the men all the time.
Well, we all know Mystique was their insert anyway, because that's not Mystique.
Remember, I'll say it before, I've said it again. Endgame was a brilliant film, and then that scene at the end threw me way off. All the women unite. What? That made no sense. What the?
I remember seeing that.
Exactly.
What were they like watching for this?
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, look, let's go!"
They were battling alongside them. Captain battling alongside them. Fine. Some of them are powerful characters, but as soon as they had to do their all women thing, like that was dumb. That made no sense.
Yeah, when I saw that in cinema for the first time, I'm just sitting there. I'm like,
Of
Yeah, I
course.
kind of expected it to do something stupid, you know. I'm not the biggest fan of the movie. I'm not a big MCU guy in general, but it has its good moments. It has its bad moments. But that was one of the worst moments, you know, because the female team, you know, is always the one who saves. And I think the only good thing about that fight is when Thanos, you know, just slaps practically, you know, Miss Captain Marvel, just like,
Yeah.
because Captain Marvel was supposed to be the strongest, you know, she was supposed to be this
Yeah.
big, awesome, woo, you know, she's just stronger than Thanos, you know.
There's actually a funny meme sent online there. They replaced her with Henry Cavill's Superman. It was so cool because then he came down, took him out immediately, took out the ship. So like, okay, that would have been awesome. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah,
but of course, then came Veronica Alzano comments questioning whether the X-Men name still made sense. Yes, because it is X-Men. It's always been X-Men and will always be X-Men.
yeah,
Done with the case. It's not because they're men, because there's not all men in the group. Hate to break it to you.
No, that group's called the Navy SEALs.
Oh, exactly. Those remarks generated immediately backlash from the comic readers who pointed out that the name has never been a literal reference to male heroes. It's never been for the male heroes, the women, it's men, it's whatever, you know, demon looking characters who might not be a mutant but have abilities, you know, it's whatever, man. But
Plus, to
then
me,
X
my
Men.
X Men sounds, or my ex, to me, my ex women. Oh, that sounds weird.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And the X Men derive their name from Professor Xavier and the mutant X gene, not from the gender of the team's member. Exactly, because
Member
who was the creator? Professor X. He's the main leader. He's the guy,
Stanley.
the man. Yeah, yeah, Stanley. um, and of course some Jack Kirby. Of course, I've done stuff. Even so, the criticism never completely disappeared. That's why some fans are looking at Team X and seeing more than a simple creative decision. They see a concept that appears to be functionally identical to X-Men, but stripped of the word men. And again, Sweet Baby Inc. has, you know, the connection with a lot of games. It's like even if you go on Steam, there is like a group there that you can join that can find all the games that Sweet Baby Inc. has been in, so people will not buy it.
The stay away list.
Yeah, the stay away list of a lot of games. And they have been in a lot of games I did not think they were in. But when you look at the games, like, oh shit, yeah, that kind of makes sense of how it's written. And of course, the discussion surrounding Marvel's Wolverine has also been fueled by Games' connection to Sweet Baby Inc. In 2021, the Constellation company publicly announced on social media that it was helping bring both Spider-Man 2, as we like to call Panderman 2, because that game was all about pandering and less about Peter Parker Spider-Man. It was all about Miles and then gay shit and a deaf girl, and yeah, it was all over the place. And you know, and you had to be reminded that Miles is better than Peter Parker, and Miles has done things Peter could never do. And Peter gets sidelined. He's not really Spider-Man anymore. He just gives up in the end and let Miles takes over. Yeah, that game was all over the place, just pandering to all shit.
Boo.
Unfortunately. And of course, Wolverine to life alongside Insomniac Games. And of course, you have Master of the TDS, a great content creator out there, who, of course, showed this with Sweet Baby Inc. So where they announced, you know, they're so excited and grateful to say we are part of the team bringing Spider-Man 2 and Wolverine to life with an amazing folks at the Insomniac Games. So again, they are heavily with the team, unfortunately. So yeah, it's a long article, but you get the gist of this whole thing, what they're doing with the game. And I am not gonna buy the game. I am not gonna play the game. I've already read the story. When the game comes out, somebody in, after the release time, they're just gonna put out, a whole compilation of the cutscenes so you could just see for yourself.
True. Speed run.
Just speed through the story and just like, yeah. So yeah, that is, about the
Mm.
Wolverine game that I expected to be shit after the leaks.
It's all right. I can't play it anyway. It's on those newfangled systems.
Yeah, right. Maybe it comes with codes instead.
So I don't know what they're doing different with games, but some games I would think I'd be able to play, and they say they're not compatible with my system, and I don't quite understand why. Probably just a speed thing with some of the games, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Because like that
Mm,
Marvel Rivals, I thought I'd be able to play. I was like, well, maybe it's 8 on 8 or 10 on 10. Probably not, but it's like the graphics aren't anything that I wouldn't think my system could handle. But I don't know.
yeah, no, exactly. So yeah, my at least my final thoughts again. Just screw this game. I not gonna bother. I just wanted to see it fail. It's gonna fail. I'm expecting it to fail. It's gonna flop. And also with all the other leaks that came out, we were supposed to get a Venom game. We were gonna get like a multiplayer-ish version of Spider-Man that got canceled. The trailer came out because it was leaked. So the trailer came out, and then the game was canceled. You're not gonna get it either way. There was a lot of things that they were supposed to do, but
They
if you
can't do
play
better with
Spider,
Spider-Man than Nicolas Cage. So
Spider Noir,
that
it's a good one,
that
man.
show's fantastic, man. That show's fantastic.
Loved it.
That's
I
that
wish it
that
was
that
a whole
set a bar
movie.
for Spider-Man. Yeah, or a continuing series. That's what we're hoping that it's going to do another one.
Yep. And look at
But
that.
it's
That
nice.
show did better than a lot of other Marvel stuff.
Yeah, yeah. That was our big thing. It's like you can make something that people want to see. And how alternative is this? This has like nothing to do with the
Exactly.
Spider-Man we know at all. And it's
Exactly.
it's just so good. It's so good.
Again, if you respect source material, respect the fans and the consumers who are involved in this, just respect everything, well, then you can get a great show. And you can get great game, great movie, whatever. Just respect, man.
And the women characters were wrote fantastic. That I
Exactly.
mean, that's how you should. It's how you should do it, dude.
A good
It was
example
awesome.
too, The Penguin. The Penguin was a great show, fantastic show. And again, you had strong female characters there who were not, quote unquote, the woke term, they were just good written characters. You can still do that shit.
Yeah, so just proves it, And it's funny that something not really attached now sets the bar. It's like, oh,
Yep.
dude, if you can't beat Spider Noir, I don't know what you guys are doing.
Yeah, we will see
That's
what
just.
happens with the new Spider-Man movie. We'll see. Are you looking forward to that, Pat? One wannabe?
I look forward to all of it, but it's whether I'm just not a super fast consumer of any of this stuff. But I
Yeah.
give more stuff a chance than most people because
Yeah.
I can say I don't like it, and this is why I don't like it. It's not, I can give you my opinion
Yeah.
as a fan
Yeah.
of
No,
what I
exactly.
knew. It's like,
Sometimes you have to watch it to sometimes be like, okay, this was not good, or this was actually good.
mm,
And I totally understand you, Pan Wannabe. Tom is the same. I'm the same. We sometimes give things a chance, and if we like it, we like it. I know a lot of people hate Rebel Moon. I don't. It's one of my favorite movies ever made, other than The Crow. So I loved Rebel Moon. I love the director's cut. I have the books. I have figures. I I got Blu-rays, even though they did not come out on Blu-rays because digital. But I got my ways.
No, we
Uh,
don't have to give everything a chance. I'm not going to see Supergirl if people paid me. I'm sorry. No,
oh no, of
no,
course,
no.
No,
But
that
I'm going to.
stuff
of
gets
course, there is a
consumed.
limit.
That for me, that's like I'm doing chores
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's like a test. Are you gonna pull me in to watch this? You know what I mean? Like it's really that. Let's see how much attention because there's stuff I can't watch while I do stuff because you get sucked into it, and then there's you
Yeah,
know She-Hulk. Like I watched that so gradually, like on off. It was just
I watched
running.
it. I
I
watched it too.
watched it
Yeah,
just to see, it's like I know why I didn't
yeah,
like it is because it was I didn't like that character. Even if she was a man, I'd be like, "You're an asshole."
yeah,
and
right.
I love the
Your
original
character is
She-Hulk in the comics.
horrible.
So I used
It
to
just
collect the
that
comics. They weren't nothing
and
like the comics, so no.
and that's
Yeah,
what see. And I was curious, and I look at it from I know nothing of the lore, and
I
this is
did.
what
It was like,
I'm
yeah,
going in, and that's where some
Yeah, no,
movies it's like,
exactly.
well, I enjoyed it, and other people are like, oh no, it's not the lore at all. I'm like, but I don't know the lore as much.
Yeah,
Like I know some
and then we get
Superman, I know some Batman stuff and things like that, but
yeah,
but the Supergirl
but
thing,
yeah,
like it wasn't even the lore because this is after a bad 52 thing. It's the fact that she opened her mouth. I
yes,
hate all men are pretty much, and I'm queer. And just stop.
oh,
That's
that's
just
actually a really good example because I don't know
exactly.
Supergirl other than it's Superman's cousin, right? That's
no.
all I know. I've
Yeah.
never read a Supergirl comic. I
So,
know a little bit about the
so
old series, but I love that
yes.
one, the CW or whatever with
Yes,
Melissa
Melissa.
Benoist. I
She
really
rocked
enjoyed
it.
that series until Crisis happened, and then all of them went to hell.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they made everything gay at the end with
It
those
did.
shows,
That show
That
changed so much. Yeah, it's like no, they had the gay show. That was Legends.
yeah, that it started out pretty decent. The two seasons were decent, and after
Yeah.
The
season
end
two,
was so
they
hard to watch.
yes, and it
It
became
was
all
so hard to
about
watch.
being queer and
Yeah,
relationships and
way
drama,
over the top. Way over
But
the
like I
and
top.
said,
then we had
well, I'm gonna go see Spider-Man. You guys mentioned that. 100% go into that. So,
yeah, I'm
But I
gonna
and
did.
watch
I
it too.
wanted to
It
go
looks
see those other
interesting.
ones. I wanted
now
to see
this
like Grogu and all these. The only ones I managed to see this year is Galaxy in the theaters. I
I
have to
haven't seen
wait for
anything.
everything
I don't
else.
think. But yeah, I wanted to see Grogu too, but they stopped playing it this week. You,
Yeah, so fast. So they
like,
took it out like
I,
2 3 weeks at tops.
It
And
yeah.
even
didn't
the
really
next
go
one,
that
I forget what
well.
the next one was. At the well, God darn it, what was the next one that came out? And it's already gone out of the theaters.
But to go
What,
into
oh, the
like,
He-Man, the Masters of the Universe movie.
Yeah,
I
no,
was like,
I
yeah,
I'll
with
go
the
see
He-Man
that.
movie, I enjoy that, and surprisingly enough, I enjoy the movie, and like many others, many others here, they are more into the He-Man lore and world. I'm not so involved in it. I know the basics, like most people, the basics of
Hmm.
what it is and this and the
Hmm.
TV series and all that, the toys, whatever. But no, my wife, she's a big fan of, Master of the Universe,
Hmm.
universe. But so, me and my wife, we went on a date and we just randomly just like, let's go to the cinema, see what goes on. And we just like, oh, Master of the Universe. All I've heard is shit about it. But, let's
Yeah.
just give it a chance. And, I went in and surprisingly, I gave it a strong 6 out of 10. And for me, who is not involved in that universe, I think a strong 6 is a pretty decent movie for me. It's something I can watch again. Um, and my wife, she absolutely loved the movie. She really adored it, and she gave it a 9 out of 10. Really, she did. And yeah, the things that they said, quote unquote, like was woke-ish in the movie, I did not really consider it woke in that way. I consider it like making fun of the modern society, the way he likes works in that company and he's tired of it. That's all I'm gonna say. But he doesn't enjoy it, right?
I think
Um,
they did that just so they could justify his pink shirt. It's like that totally makes sense why he would have a pink shirt at this
my
place.
pink shirt. Yeah. Hey, I wear pink T-shirts not because I really want to, but I have a 5-year-old daughter who loves pink, so I have a reason to wear pink.
I have a
I
pink
like
Godzilla
color.
shirt, so I don't mind.
I like color. I don't look good in pastel.
But no, to go back into to the Wolverine thing, to me, it represents modern feminism. And I have friends that are old school feminists. I am 100% behind old school feminism back in the 90s and 80s. That actually meant something. New school feminism is just man hating. And that's what it sounds like they want to do. Miss hate on men. Just like Supergirl, Wolverine. Like, I'm just tired. I'm over it. I'm done. I just don't care anymore.
Before it really was different. It was respect us and see us.
Yeah.
And just acknowledge us. That's all we want. And now
Exactly.
it's like, oh, you're gonna see me.
Yeah, but if you respect us, you respect the audience and all that kind of stuff, you will see where the money goes. You will see what we support,
Oh, yeah. No, like I said, Supergirl bombed and other movies have bombed. Why? Because they put the woke
It was
agenda,
lower than The
actual
Flash,
agenda.
and that says a lot.
So, I don't know. It just, yeah.
But this new Masters movie, I'm gonna go into it under the lens like, well, I know what I thought about the old Masters movie.
Yes.
It wasn't.
Exactly.
It didn't fulfill my childhood of this is the greatest He-Man movie.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I watched it. It was all right, but to me, it's like this isn't He-Man. Not to a 12-year-old, 10-year-old kid, it wasn't.
Exactly.
But I can go into it now with that same kind of. Well, is it as good? Am I going to admit this is more He-Man than the last one? So I have a totally because I loved He-Man, loved the show. Didn't know the comic, didn't know anything outside of what I was shown on television. But I had all the toys. I was so awesome.
No, exactly.
I was really deep into it. It's He-Man and Star Wars. Those were my things.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I hope you get some enjoyment out of it. At least I did. And my wife liked it a lot, and she's really critical to movies. She's more conservative than I am to a certain point. So she points out stuff like that really easy. But she enjoyed it, and I'm happy she did, and I'm happy I could enjoy the movie myself.
I mean, I even got a hair of enjoyment from Kevin Smith's series. But that was not, that was a cool He-Man cartoon because of what I got to see in it. It's like, oh, you can see all the vehicles and so many characters and all this is so cool, but the story in a couple episodes, it's like, what's happening, man?
Yeah,
we just took a turn. Like, it doesn't even seem like we're in the same storyline anymore. You hype me up? It's like those streaming shows. They're like, okay, we're gonna give you 2 or 3 really awesome episodes, and then up front, and then you got to wait for the rest of the crap week after week.
Exactly. And I want to go back to the CW show. At least the first season of Supergirl there was decent. Melissa is a fantastic actor as Supergirl. And then but the problem with CW again, they like to turn everything gay and lame. And I remember, all these episodes, you have the kids from the future on Arrow and the Flash. And the funny thing that the kids have in common that are the kids to the main character, Flash and Arrow and stuff like that. One thing they all have in common, they're gay.
I don't even care, but I just said I like Flash. To me, the guy who played Flash did a great job. What's his name there? He did a great job. Grant. He did a great job playing the actual character.
Yeah,
I was like, wow,
so good.
like, damn. Yeah,
he was. I feel bad for him with that writing, man. In the end.
It just all the after Crisis, all the shows that were left, they all changed. They were all. I watched them all to the end, and it's like, this is hard to watch now. The reason why I watched this show all the way up to now was because of this. Flash was so good. I liked the camaraderie. I had good comedy, good write, all that stuff, good action. Arrow I liked because it was darker and a little more serious.
It was practically just Batman with the thing that it was practically Batman with the Arrow name.
I like him as an actor, though, so Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was great. And Supergirl was, oh, this is the fun, light, bubbly show, and I liked it for that.
Hmm.
And Legends was my favorite though, because it was that, oh, this is off the wall enough that I like this. This is my
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
why I say
weird.
season 1 and 2 of Legends was good. I liked season 1 and 2, but after season 2, it became all over the place and
Mhm.
again all
And
okay.
Legends was the last one that came in, so it had like the quickest changeover. And then all of a sudden, those last two seasons, it's like,
Yes,
whoa. And the last season, I
yes,
struggled. Like that was my favorite
yeah.
show to watch. I liked all the people they brought in. I liked having kind of the has-beens, group.
Yes.
I liked all of
And
it.
when you get the team from Prison Break back to act together, and they act like brothers in a
Yeah,
way again, it's just like
yeah.
Okay.
They were
works so
so
well.
good.
Well,
They did so good on that series too.
the guy who played
Yeah.
Constantine in that universe did a great job of Constantine.
Oh, he was so good too. And I liked
Yeah, yeah.
Until they
Constantine, and I know people
and
hate that movie.
yeah, and then they made a focus on some gay relationship, and then they decided to kill him off, but he wasn't really dead. He kind of got resurrected, and then he's gonna go
In a
away
different
from the
person,
show
yep.
and do some side quests, and then they bring back the actor to play like an other gay character professor thing, and I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, it was but he did a good
No,
Constantine. I still think he did. I don't blame the
yeah,
that's writing
he's a
again.
good Constantine. That's why he also
Yeah,
did the animations and everything too.
yeah.
So I feel bad how they wrote him in the end.
Yeah.
It's so nonsense. So
I forgot
no,
it.
you know
I
it's
forgot most of it. It's in the past. It's like Now we just got to worry about what's coming ahead of us, and hopefully James Gunn is gone.
yeah.
Get rid of him. Supergirl bombed. You need Zach back. Simple. Bring that universe back. With the sale going through, hopefully soon. It's already going to happen. We just got to wait for logistics from US and blah blah blah, and hopefully they get rid of Gunn and bring Snyder back. So that's the talk. So
The best thing I've seen that has to do with Supergirl is, I don't know if you guys saw this clip. It's, I guess, Jason Momoa is going on interviews. So he's got a lot of YouTube creators and stuff, and he gets
Yes, I've
somebody
seen a
from
couple. Yeah.
Australia. Gets somebody from Australia, and they're like, "So when you play Lober," and he's like, "What did you say?" He just can't really get over the way she. He's like, "That's how you pronounce it." He's like, "No, it's not." Lobo, say it again. Lober. He's like, "Whoa!" It's so funny though, dude. It's so funny.
But you see him, he does a better way to promote the movie than the main actress herself.
Yeah, well, Jason Momoa has fun. It seems that way.
Yeah.
Like he like photo bombs people and comes up behind them and scares them. It's just freaky because that guy's huge, man. I'd be intimidated. Why am I off the ground right now?
Yeah, no,
I
exactly.
mean, gosh, he just seems like he has so much fun. Everybody
Yeah.
talks about those
But
red carpet things.
yeah. But no, it is fun to see, the whole James Gunn universe bombing after
Finally,
bombing all the
finally.
time, It's he started with the Creature Commando that bombed. Um in this new universe. And then he also talked about, his other movie, the Suicide Squad and stuff like that. And he called it, certain things in what he has made in the DC is like an unperfect memory. I'm like, what are you trying to say here? Is it canon, not canon? Imperfect memory. It's not perfect, but it's not a perfect memory.
He
Just
tried to
deal with it.
Mandela affect us. He's like, no, it's
Yes,
not what you think. It's actually this.
exactly. And then, of course, he did the Peacemaker stuff. I did not like the first season, but season 2 was, the
I
worst
like
when
the
he mocked.
first season. I haven't seen the
Yeah, I'm
second.
happy you did. Yeah. No, the
I just
second,
like
he.
I like the humor that John Cena
Yeah.
brought to it, and that's why a lot of people didn't like him. And I'm
What?
like,
You
I
could
get
see
it.
him? I
I
couldn't
get
see the guy.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh man.
No,
And I just
but
but yeah, I was gonna say, what were even the best things James Gunn gave us? Weren't even the best thing. You know what I mean? Like his best stuff,
yeah,
his most accepted stuff was still kind of like, it still should have been a little better.
yeah. I know with season 2 of Peacemaker, he goes to this new universe where they mock Christians and all that kind of stuff, and
Oh
making
goodness.
all white people Nazis. Oh, it was a whole thing
Oh, we
where
go.
they
Oh
mock Christians.
man, we
Yeah,
go
yeah.
there. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, yeah. He likes to mock Christians. We did a whole show about it. We talked about the whole thing he has said himself and what the whole show was about. And yeah, it was not great the way he mocked everything.
That's too bad.
It's he really
It's what
showed
he
who
does
he
though.
is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he came with, the Superman movie where he also changed the story of Superman, The symbol is not symbol of hope or peace or anything. The parents of Superman, Kal-El, the parents wanted him to be a Vulturemite from the Invincible show and the comics. They wanted him to conquer Earth, make a lot of babies and stuff like that, and also the Supergirl kind of confirmed that too. So yeah.
Oh, like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
You're not
exactly.
there to be the world's best fighter. What are you doing? God.
Exactly. So that flop didn't do well, and of course, his other movies and shows have not come out. We get the Lanterns now, and he was gonna bring the Amanda Waller show with the same actress from
Oh
the
God.
original universe. We're gonna have the Amazons show, with the Wonder Woman, that where Wonder Woman is from, and it's gonna be like a Game of Thrones style show, and so on
Hmm.
and so on, and but
Okay.
he hasn't made everything he has done now has flopped. So
So
we
if
will see.
James Gunn goes away, does Taika Waititi just disappear?
Maybe, maybe, and again,
Is
James Gunn said, the Tim Burton slash Michael Keaton Batman was the worst Batman movie ever made. He's
well,
not a fan.
that's why
And then he
he
said
does what he
and he
does.
said and he said that The Flash with Ezra Miller is one of the greatest movies ever made of superheroes.
Mm,
And then we're getting the Batman movie from James Gunn, his Batman, and the creator of that movie is the guy who did The Flash.
yay.
So it's not in a good state. It's not in a good
Oh,
state with those movies. But of course, they came with the Penguin that showed that you can do something great in the DC universe. Just
and
continue
before it
that.
all, that other show was good. What was Gotham?
Gotham was good to a certain point before
Hmm.
they became a little weird on
That the last
making,
season did get a little strange. Trying to
yeah,
tie it
making
up.
Ping and making Penguin gay for Riddler. Just because the actor of Penguin there is gay. That's the reason the actor of Penguin there
Yeah.
is gay, so they want to insert some
Yep.
gay stuff there because of that. So
Well, that's okay. They fixed that stuff with One Piece.
yeah.
How's a gay guy play
And
somebody straight? What the hell?
exactly. But we are, far in the show. We have a lot of fun. Did a little bit extra talking. And it's good to be
I
back. We're gonna
fell
go
asleep,
around the table.
man.
And Pris always falls asleep. That is
It's so
normal.
long though. It's like the Snyderverse version. Darn it.
That.
Yes, yes, we are doing a Snyder cut. But we don't stream as much as we used to do, and we're not gonna go back to streaming as much as we used to do back in the day, because again, I'm also a father of three, and I also want to prioritize my family, and I also do, of course, work outside of this. I work in the film industry and film editing and all that kind of stuff, and working on music, bands, everything. So, it's a lot of things I do on the side, other than the YouTube thing. But we will, of course, try to, do podcasts. So, sometimes on Thursdays, it might also be on Saturdays. Sometimes it depends of what we find out and what we feel about and what we're going to do. But other than that, let's go around the table. And since Prismatics is not here, we're going to go straight to our guest, the Padawan Wannabe.
Oh, thanks. Well, I will post stuff. I'm not really doing a whole lot because I don't have the computer, but I want to keep the name out there. So I have the Twitch channel. It's the underscore Padawannabe, and but I'll be linking stuff from YouTube. I'll put all my posts on YouTube if I'm going to be gaming on there. That is the one thing that I can do. So I figured I might as well make use of the tools given to me. I can Twitch stream right from my Xbox, so I might as well get into a habit if I can. I just have a hard time playing games sitting so long. Like for like a
Yeah.
2 hour kind of period and not like, oh well, I'm gonna go get a drink. Oh well, I gotta go to the bath. Well, I gotta go yell at my dogs. So that's the only thing is, and it really is. I just need to take the time and get used to taking that schedule. And it's good you're not
Yeah.
doing as much streaming because when I get my computer and start streaming, you'll need to be available for me if I ever want you on for anything. So, because
So we
like
need you,
X
man.
Men guy, no, I need to talk to my X people.
Yeah, the X people. That's a new thing. The X people. That's your new show. X people.
Trademark,
Yes,
trademark.
exactly.
The X wannabes.
The X wannabes. Yes.
So, but
Oh,
that's
that is
about all I
great.
have. I pop on here and there, like I'm on here. Um, I pop on to Fet for Hire occasionally. So I'll promote his channel, talk about movies or music. I might jump on there this week, talk about the Patriot, America.
Oh yeah.
Um, and I also jump on Comic Relief Crusaders stream every once in a while when he doesn't have any other guests. So I don't want to overdo his broadband. But I try to stay out there a little bit. I don't get to do the karaoke and all that stuff anymore. So I'm not everywhere like I tried to be before. And also hopefully, yeah, if I can get the computer this year, and I think the stepdaughter's moving out this year. So that means I'll get a room and I'll get to
Yay!
unbox
Finally
all
get
my
your man room.
junk. Oh my God, I'll be so happy about it. It's changed so much. But yeah, those I don't really have anything immediate going on, but I'm just trying to keep my name out there. But I'll start doing something. I don't know. Gotta figure it out.
Yep. And again, man, thank you for coming
Yes.
on and all that. It was a lot of fun, man. We've
Yeah,
never
thanks for
had you
the
so
invite.
much on our show. I think you've been on before, but that's so long ago, man.
A couple times. And sometimes if I don't know about what is talking about, I won't. I'll be like, no, you guys, I can't keep up with this conversation. I don't know what's going on. I do
Yeah,
member
just like
streams with some
Prismatic
people.
sometimes. He did.
I do some member streams, and every once in a while, we'll get some members that come on, and it turns into tech talk. And I'm like, I have no idea what anybody's saying now. Just all computer jargon and programs, and I get lost.
Exactly.
But it's always fun. Thanks for the invite. Yeah, if I get, I'll try and look you up more. When I saw you on, I was like, no way, I haven't seen that dude forever.
Yeah, no, I took a long break, prioritizing music, normal work, and of course my family and moving. So decided to take a long break, and I was really tired of YouTubing a little bit and everything that's going on. It gets too much
Mhm.
sometimes.
Well, and you have to use it as a tool, your promotion and everything. So you're like, why do I got to do this too? You're already dealing with it enough.
Exactly. And anything more, or is that it, my friend?
No, I think that's it. Like I said, nothing. I'm not really on anything regular right now, so I need to change that.
Yep.
The wannabes need to
Eh,
be seen and heard.
exactly. And then, of course, we go to Mr. Tom
Oops.
himself.
Hi, me. Hi, me. Hi, me. Hi, you. Hi, everybody. What? Oh gosh. Actually, let me let everybody know. My old channel has been brought back. I told Mike about that, and I've been doing
Ooh.
it. Foggy Brains. I did that for 13 years. It's more. It used to be a 420 comedy. I don't do 420 anymore, but I still want to do comedy again. I want to make people laugh. So it's just being stupid character stuff. I've rebirthed that channel just a few weeks, about a month ago. So I'm starting to do stuff again there again. The other channel, I haven't had time. I'm creating my own film. I'm trying to add to it. I'm doing photography. I've had jobs doing. I'm a trained graphic designer. I've been doing jobs there. I've been trying to. I'm a independent artist. I don't do 9 to 5 no more. I gave it up. But being an independent artist, constantly working. I work like 60, 70 hours a week to survive. So, trying to get my book done, trying to get my prints out there, trying to get stuff done. That's about it, really. And as for what shows, of course, like I said, I'm here, and I've been with Mike. Mike actually has been coming and brought me back again too on Sunday's show, where we just talk and he draws, and then of course his Tuesday show. So the comic relief, I've known that guy since we were in our 20s. We're old friends, so he's brought me back there. We're trying to get the old cast back in general. Well, you guys know Appion. We're trying to get him. It's like, dude, gotta get him back. I miss him.
Yeah.
And same with
He's just so happy, dude.
Hey, as long as he's happy, that's me. What a great guy. I miss him. He was funny as heck. And also Pop. Pop was amazing as well. It was just a good group of guys. We had another guy earlier. We're not going to go there, but it was fun. It was a good group of guys. Steve occasionally.
Yeah, it was good, man.
Thoughts on the Throne. Steve is kind of done with the streaming for now. Hopefully he might come back. I don't know. I miss Steve too. But yeah, no, Mike's got me back on. I'll probably be on this Sunday. Now that's like a 5-hour show, but there's no schedule. We just talk while he draws about anything. So it's kind of it's different. And of course he has the show on Tuesdays and what have you. And that man needs a new computer, and I'm gonna see what I can do, because man, that's so slow.
Yeah, he needs one. Yeah.
Well, Mike, get your gun. I'm trying to.
If only he gets a new computer, he can have the whole crew back easy.
Yes.
I'm gonna toot my own horn real quick, because this is something I'm proud of. They're not really on very much, but I do get to talk with Appion and Pop several times a week. We get together and watch movies and stuff, and they are doing very good.
That's good.
They're just not enthusiastic about the whole YouTube thing.
Yeah, I know. I do talk to Pop sometimes.
I get it.
So,
I took Jace. I took a break too. It's just it's like I went away for half a year. It's like I'm done. Time to come back. Okay, now. But no, they're both great guys. Seriously, yeah.
Yep. Anything more, Tom?
No, I'm just working. Work. Constantly. Like I said, I got to get my movies done to get it in the film festival. I got to add 4 scenes. I got to get to doing it. But it's just, I need
Come on, do it. Just do it. Come on.
Do it.
I have to film some of them in a park. There's a lot of homelessness here. I want to make sure there's somebody with me so my stuff doesn't get stolen. It's like, and it's hard. People are so busy. I need somebody, at least 2 guys, to look after my stuff while I'm filming, because I just don't trust things. Our city's getting so bad. Homelessness is a world thing now, but it's gotten worse.
Yeah.
Like, it's bad. It's just scary. So I was like, I gotta wait to find.
And it's so easy for them to turn stuff over.
Oh yeah,
that's a problem too. Like, people are willing to buy that.
Oh, I know. I spent a fortune on my gear, my gimbals, my phone, my stuff. It's like, it's not cheap, but I don't want to lose it. I'm poor. I'm a starving artist, so nope.
Exactly.
Just doing it.
And with that, it is me, because we are missing Prismatics, but you can always follow Prismatics on his own channel, and hopefully not falling asleep.
It was great to see
Chris.
Great to see him, and he gives amazing points. Seriously, he does great. Like,
he does. That's why that's why I brought him back. Brought him in the team back in the day. And the funny thing too, we both are Norwegians. We've been hanging out in real life.
Awesome.
He started out. He was starting out just watching our shows. I decided one day when he was streaming on Twitch, I'm gonna join him in some games of, I think it was Dead by Daylight at the time. And we just started talking, and we became good friends. And I'm just like, bro, dude, I want you on this show, man. You have so fantastic viewpoints, because he also comes from a little bit different views on a lot of stuff. And I really love that. And we need that, we need the different opinions, the different views, and not become echo chambers like 90% of YouTube and Twitch and whatever communities these days.
Yes.
We need to be geeks again, right? Make geeks great again,
Yeah.
That will be great. Yes. And though then he joined our shows, and I always mock him that his English was so bad back in the days that it was sometimes hard to understand him. But now, after so many years, his English, has become so good, and I'm so proud of the work he's done on YouTube and with us for so many years. So I'm happy he got some time today and join. I know he can't join every time, you know how life is, but thank you, Pris, for joining today. And go and follow him on Prismatics on YouTube. He's also in the links in the bio. You can find all the people that normally is here, like Cash Money, Baron, and you can also find all of our good friends down in the link there.
Doesn't John
And other,
Cena follow him?
yeah,
Lucky
he
bastard. Come on,
does.
John, follow us. Come on. I'm a tired wrestling fan. Follow us. Yeah, anyway. I
You
still think
can't
that's
see
Yeah,
cool.
it
I do.
anyway.
Let's.
How would you know?
Yeah, John Cena follows me too.
Oh, come on, John.
Yeah,
I'm
John.
just,
Yeah, he
I was
followed
in
me
wrestling. I
too.
trained at the hard camp. I've been in wrestling. I was a booker. Come on.
Yeah, no, he
Anyway.
followed me. I don't know why. He just follows people. So. But hey, John, I can't see you, man. Where are you? He just did a hair implant. I saw he came out to. He did a hair implant on his head.
He's retired now. Retired by Gunther. But anyway, yeah.
Yes. But no, other than that, with me, of course, you find me here on the 540 Studio channel, my company, where we also provide, of course, other than just podcasting. So, um, my company, again, for new viewers out there too, I work, in the film industry, video editing, and all that kind of stuff. And I always, say if you ever need, a film editor slash just video editor for whatever it is, TikTok, YouTube, whatever. It doesn't matter to me what platform it is. You can always, find me on X. You can find me on Facebook. Yes, I do have that shitty place, but I have a whole family too, and then I use it for work. But you can find me on Facebook, Jason Fox on all platforms. And I do everything in a budget and make it easier, and cheaper for a lot of people. I don't want to be an asshole like a lot of people out there that I think is too expensive, and I can do that work that they do for cheaper money. So I like to, be a little bit better for with the budget for people. So you can always hire me if you're in need of an editor. And the prices and stuff, again, budget, we can talk about it, find a good price for you. And Tom knows what I do. He has seen a lot of my work. Um, and
You
like
actually
other
helped
people
me with
too.
my film. You did some editing with the sounds and stuff. So
I
you know.
did.
Yeah. So, and you're credited at the end too. I make sure you're credited
Yeah,
at the
thank
end.
you.
So.
Um, yeah, so that's my main work is being a film editor. Other than that, you can find me sometimes when Comic Relief Crusader has me on. So you can find me there sometimes on his show where we just have fun and stuff like that. Sometimes you can find me with Pacific 414 when I get invited. And you can find me sometimes with Vinyl Revival on his Rumble show, where we do talk about, music. We talk about bands and artists. We go through some of the catalog of their music and going a little bit deep dive in who they are and all that kind of stuff. I'm also his personal producer on the show, co-producer, and help out with things and especially thumbnails and stuff like that. So we have a lot of fun on that show. And when Sir Talks a Lot comes back, aka Corey, when he's gonna do more streams again at some point on YouTube, you can find me there sometimes. Good friend of ours and a fellow musician. Me and him and a doom metal artist from Norway are actually doing a song that I'm excited to finish at some point. Um, and other than that, I do write books. My first book is still on Amazon. I've had my troubles with Amazon with a lot of stuff, but My final version of the book is out. It's called The Forsaken. But you have to find the right one. It's called The Forsaken Director's Cut. That is the official version of the book. So it is out there. I spent 3 years creating that story because I went on and off and with the writing, but it's finally out. It's been out for a while. I've gotten a lot of good feedbacks. So if you are interested, my book is out there. And I am currently working on more books. Right now, I'm working on The Last Gamble. It's, in a sci-fi world, space opera style and comedy and dark and gritty. And yeah, it's just, I have a lot of fun creating that book. So when it's fully done, I am gonna release it and have a lot of other books planned that I am gonna write. And maybe one day, when I talk to Mike, no, Mike, Comic Relief Crusader, and some other people, to maybe try to make some of these books into a comic book instead, because I really want them to be, in a comic book format, and that would be a lot of fun. Uh, Other than that, that's about it. And like I always say, just remember life's too short, make the most of it. And we in this panel, we love you, we appreciate you, and none of us could have been here today if it wasn't for all of you great people out there. You all mean the world to us. So thank you for the inspiration to make us keep going with the shows and having fun and interact with you people out there. It means the world. And with that, just remember, God bless you all, and we will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.